Yeah, I'm just surprised that the Swain didn't end up moving a little bit sooner. His now, Jana, no flash.
Heal, flash, auto attack, first blood. Froggy is the one to pick that one up, and Evelyn Bot is in the area. Descent does drop the Rift Guard. They're going to look to engage. It's going to be a Cataclysm getting dropped down, but Vagar got pulled into the Cataclysm, which could be trouble.
Ooh.
Down goes Evelyn Bot. Down goes the Vagar as well. Hugs Descent and the support on the one side, but they're going to be the ones to get engaged on. Ultimate coming out for the Malphite onto the Vagar, but the Vagar is still okay for right now. He's going to try to flash the rest of his team as Evelyn Bot is on the look. The Caitlyn was left all alone on the backside, and no free hugs is now left all alone with everybody else from Farmingdale.
That's game.
Both of them are level 4. No Zillion bombs are available right now, which means French Delta Force is going to be able to get in. There's the flash with the flag and drag lands, and El Unicornio in a lot of trouble. French Delta Force not able to get the kill. That one's going to go over to Huracan. Vagar
he's
doesn't
dead.
quite know where he is. Has spotted him out. Here comes the Jarvan over the wall. Multiple members over the wall now as they're trying to get as much damage as possible. French Delta Force able to get the first kill. Now, bearing down on to the Xayah. They are going to get revived by the Zillion, but weak side. It just means they're a sitting duck to give more kills.
There's nothing. Yeah,
Here
they
comes the
quite
ultimate.
literally.
Malphite getting in there on multiple members here. Weak side is now starting to join the fight here. Somebody's in stasis, somebody's resurrecting, but it doesn't just matter. They're just all meant to die to Vagar. It's a double kill for weak side, a double kill for French Delta Force. They get a kill back.
Leave the old man alone!
But they are going to be able to close out onto the Zillion. The cherry on top for Froggy and Farmingdale State College.
Holding on to this stock at 160.
Oh yeah, both of these characters decently heavyweight. Gonna be seeing very large percentages. And the back ear from that fat mansion to take it right there.
I see it too. Oh, good forward air tipper there. Hope should be able to recover from this unless you get countered. Dags with a huge opener there.
But Splat says, listen, I need you to get right back off stage. It's nice that you want to get here. You gotta go.
And the block, I think, actually helps Splat there. Again, falling because the second hit of that.
I didn't get to show out last time the way I wanted to. I'll do it.
He's all warmed up now, but he will drop that stock this time around. Gordo up tilt, a week where they...
Hello everybody, it's Keela Miles and Beautiful Crow here for the ECC Singles Finals. We got two of the best Smash players on the whole East Coast collegiate scene here, and I am very excited to be getting into it in just a short moment. How you doing, Beautiful?
Yes, absolutely. Riveting stuff. Wonderful to be here for the ECC SSBU 1v1 finals. Wow, that's a lot of letters. Oh my god. Acronyms. Crazy. But yeah, like you said, we're here, tail end of it. The apex, the summit. The golden throne awaits in our 1v1s here. It is a best of 7. Let's get that understood right now. So strap in, guys, because you're going to be here a while. I am excited for an evening full of cartoon-flavored violence. It's going to be super dope. Like I said, both of these gladiators battled a long bracket to get up here. Both respective tops of their groups in Derpager and Flying Fish. It's quite the tale of the tape between the two of them as well, if you want to break all of those juicy details down. Because, like, honestly, I'm like I'm like hyped, like sitting in my chair, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But like I'm hyped to get into it.
Yeah, no, like these two players, the storyline kind of writes itself. Derpter, it's his last year here. If you've been in Collegiate Smash, you've seen Derpter being a terror in a lot of different leagues, crew battles. He's just been kind of hanging out, being one of the best players. He doesn't really compete in a lot of regionals a lot, and that's because he doesn't really feel the need to. But like I said, changing the guard, it's his last year here. Meanwhile, Flying Fish coming in from Florida State, it's his first year here, and he is also right here at the top next to Derpter, and this is his chance to formally take that title away from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is such a dope, like possible, you know, succession changing over old king versus new king type storyline going on, just because like both of these two are really, really good. Like overall, Derpter was the #1 seed, and overall Flying Fish was #3. But in their groups in the regular state season standings, both of them topped their groups at, I want to say, 7-0. Like they didn't drop a single series, coming all the way into the bracket, and even then in the bracket performing very, very strongly. It's just like this is so, and I think the craziest thing is the character pool. The character pool between these two. Like, come on. It's a villager versus a Captain Falcon, I swear. Something you can only get online or at, you know, some random local in some random place, a random town. Because this is something you do not see often.
Yeah, and speaking of those random locals in a random place in a random town, we took a look at the stats before this even started, and we were talking about it in the ECC crews, but Flying Fish has been to 10 locals this season. First place at 10 of them. First place at 7 of them, second place at 3 of them. At 2 of those 3 losses, he got beat by his fellow teammate Frog, who fell to Derpter 3-1 earlier in this bracket. And so, like, you do a little bit of rock, paper, scissors action there, and on paper, it feels like, okay, hold on, Derpter has a major edge here, and I do think that is the case, but that also means we're going to see Derpter going up against someone who has a teammate who had a very close match with him earlier on.
Right, absolutely. This is Flying Fish's revenge for his homies. You know, gotta get everything in storyline, avenge the fallen, win the trophy. As we are into it, they have done their button check and they are ready to rock. Once again, this is the ECC solo finals. It is a best of 7. I am Beautiful Crow rocking with Miles, and I am so hyped to get into this, and so are both of these players as we're already off to the races.
Yeah, and Derpter is trying to make some distance, but Flying Fish closing that immediately, almost catches that jump. Derpter almost caught sleeping, but instead fighting back. Nair in center stage doesn't connect for either of them, just kind of hover in place. But at the moment, it's Flying Fish taking the lead.
Yep. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That charge up smash just barely missed by a literal hair. Flying Fish looking to seal it off early. Goes for an ambitious Falcon kick, too. Just creating some more pressure. Derpter sitting at this 97. He's feeling that heat from these Falcon fists and feet.
And that back air is going to set up an edge guard situation, but I don't think Derpter's going to be too worried. A lot of opportunities to lay right there, but the ledge trump back air, Derpter caught a little unawares, not really ready for that instant option right at the gate.
Yeah, very good job buffering that as well, and getting that back air by Flying Fish. Got to pick his time just right to make sure that landed. Derpter, offstage wise, you know, has more tools to work with on this villager. But we've established Derpter does not like to play the zoning game with this character. Is a series of explosions and unfortunate events for Flying Fish cause him to lose that stock.
Yeah, I mean, he zones, yeah, Derpter, but it's almost more of a trap character. Like, whereas the trap is being close to Derpter. Because you get too close and all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt. So you've got to find the exact angle, the exact approach. But with the zoning tools, it's so hard to find that avenue.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw right there in that first knock that he took is the fact that they're able to shoot the Lloyd, drop the bowling ball all at the same time, throw the slingshot, and they're just like, oh god, what do I do? Like, how do I get out of this? Oh wow. Oh, Flying Fish try to go for the down up. You know, the scoop to dupe, as you will. Not going to be successful. But now, it's just a matter of, like, can he stick on to Derpter whenever he gets in? Because he's able to, you know, land a few hits, and then, once again, dip back out as Derpter will create that distance. But if he gets stuck, like, if they get stuck up close and personal, it's very scary because Flying Fish, that Captain Falcon, so many strong tools just like that. Up smash will land him another stock. Whew. Absolute frenetic action here in game number 1.
Yeah, using that 2-hit to cover 2 tech options right there, but that up smash, it's not a cover-all tool. Derpter will punish you for it, and now setting up some traps here in center stage, putting the tree out for display, but right now Flying Fish just chooses not to engage whatsoever. I think that's a smart decision, though, as Derpter goes away to the corner, trying to set up another home base, but Flying Fish slowly marching in.
Yup, slowly closing. It's so scary. Flying Fish at 136, he's super far away. Yeah, not going to be able to get back. No Raptor boost available to secure that. Derpinger, like I said, just pushing him farther and farther away. Yeah, we've seen he has the hands for sure. Like, he do be throwing them hands out, but, like, at the end of the day, Villager's just going to be able to zone off this Falcon off stage every single time.
Ooh, but I love that up smash, setting up for a chase. Flying Fish, though, has been great at disengaging when Derpinger has him in a combo. Now, though, playing around center stage, up smash again, such a good lingering catch-all tool.
Yeah, and he's been throwing them out very liberally. He has been using them as often as he can, even if they don't connect. You know, just fishing for any time to use them is... Oh, okay. That's an interaction I didn't know happens. All right, Derpinger just showing some new tech off. Sure, why don't you? Massive Explosion going to send both of them away. But man, yeah, this is just so frenetic. Last stock for both players here. Derpinger in a very bad spot.
Very disciplined right there from Flying Fish. Many people would have tried to go for the edge guard right there, but that's a trap waiting to be sprung. Nair into the Lloyd Rocket, and Derpinger has Flying Fish in the corner. Flying Fish held shield for a moment. You can see the fear, but now he's back in the game. Throwing out the up smash again because the risk award is in his favor. One hit and he's dead.
Yeah, you see him have to change air direction there to avoid the firecracker from Derpinger. Point blank Lloyd connects with the foot. This is so scary. Downer's not going to be well enough aware from Flying Fish. He's trying to hit something, but it's just so difficult. Oh, bowling ball gets charged, not going to land. Falcon can't just to stay alive.
He's hanging in.
It's so scary!
Falcon onto the platform!
The shield!
Derpinger doesn't punish it! Goes way above the Lloyd Rocket and gets the up B out of shield! Derpinger barely lives it! Goes
my God, he's going
recovery, floats up, and this is very slow, very gradual, tense, and Flying Fish
back
the
air!
Same way it started! The ledge trump back air is gonna finish Derpinger off, and Flying Fish takes the lead in ECC solos.
Woo-wee! Flying Fish drawing first blood here in this finale. That was frantic. That was a perfect amount of build till it breaks. Absolutely down to the wire there in the very first game. I mean, we talked about how Derpinger's doing a really good job of keeping out Flying Fish, keeping him away, using the Lloyd Rockets, using the slingshots, everything they can at their disposal just to rack up damage. And then as soon as they get close, the hands come out. It doesn't matter, you know? They're going to do as much as they can. But we did see Flying Fish be able to whittle away with those short, quick bursts of explosive offense that we know Captain Falcon all too well for, and it led him to the victory in that what was a very frantic, almost panic-like moment there in those last 10 seconds.
And even in those last 10 seconds, even though Derpinger was going down, you could see in the beginning of that scramble, Derpinger knew the up smash was coming. There was one point where he ran to center stage and just held shield, and he's like, come on, do it. You want to do it. You want to do it. And Flying Fish ran all the way in and up smash, but Derpinger wasn't able to get the kill off of it. So converting off of those situations where you've got to read on Flying Fish is crucial right there, because otherwise, you give Flying Fish another chance, he's gonna use it.
Absolutely, and one thing, though, I will note from Flying Fish that I really did like about last game was how well he was shielding on landing. Every single time he felt like he was in trouble, he was able to get that down as... No.
What?
No way. Flying Fish says sayonara, goodbye. Drawing first blood here just about effortlessly, setting up the bread and butter ladder combo.
And a very well-executed edge guard right here, blocking off every avenue of escape and drops the bowling ball for good measure. Flying Fish is down for the count, 2 stock to 2 stock right now, and Derpinger, even after getting basically 0 to death, is looking like he's gonna edge guard him again. This is textbook right here.
He's setting up shop and hoping the customers come quickly. Derpinger gonna do his 83 points of damage already off in the second stock for both of them. Like, literally off the bat. I mean, Derpinger clearly took that first stock personally, making Flying Fish pay for it and then some. So now, 100% on the back foot. 102 right into the waiting arms of Derpager. Taking another.
I'd call it a 50-50, but that wasn't even that. He covered both no air dodge and air dodge with the Lloyd Rocket and bowling ball. Flying Fish has to be unorthodox with the recovery options because Derpager's edge guarding is on another level.
Oh my god. Oh, the knee missed. Oh, wow. Miles, that was about to be a good return. That bionic knee not going to land. And now Derpager's free to set up shop again. That shield was so nice. I'm going to go ahead and put him up in the air, get some more damage going. Derpager took control of this entire game after that second stock, and he is not trying his best not to let go. Wants to even it up 1-1 here. Flying Fish has to play perfectly from here on out.
Oh, and I'm loving this. Goes for the axe twice in a row.
Oh my
God! He's going to be a strong answer for it, and now I'm not feeling safe for Derpager whatsoever. We've seen the kind of damage Flying Fish can output.
Absolutely, and if that momentum goes swinging on his side, you know he's going to be singing to the choirs. He's trying to... Okay, I thought that was going to land for a moment. That was really scary. Very scary. Save the double jump. We'll connect again. Edge guarding from Derpager. He's going to be a little bit lax on it. This is the final stock, so he doesn't want to make any singular mistakes. But same is said for Flying Fish here. Grab out of shield raw. Just going to let that land. Has to be so careful, though, at 139.
Yeah, and Flying Fish is fishing. You can't blame him whatsoever. Tech chase with the potted plant, but it's caught on landing by the Lloyd Rocket. It's not a lethal blow, though. Not yet, but 168. Something's going to kill soon, and the double turnip will do it in the end. Derpager evens up the score line 1-1 between Stack and FSU.
Oh, my God. Ah! They will not let up. They will not let up. I think that second game was faster than our first, like, all combined. Like, they just zoomed through that literally off-platform, off-jump, as you saw, going for the kills immediately. So, yeah, these two are definitely here to play. Best of 7, we got a while. Slow down, chill out. You know, let it breathe a little bit. But no, they want full pedal to the floor, all nitrous tank used up as quickly as possible. And you can see, like, by the way they are playing, they ain't scared of each other at all.
And that's impressive because they should be. Both of these players have demonstrated their win condition wholeheartedly, and I think in that last game especially, the edge guarding from Derpager really took the cake. I mean, it just felt like every option was covered every single time. Even when Derpager whiffed an edge guarding option, there was already, like, a Rube Goldberg style, another thing already falling to hit Flying Fish.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, if you were to place the Villager as the starring role in the next Home Alone movie, I would not be surprised because the amount of tools at their disposal is just so vast, and Derpager is using every single one effectively to, you know, keep Flying Fish out as much as he can and secure these kills. Like, the Lloyd usage is just so clean and it's so effective. Like, the value on that move is insane in this matchup.
Yeah, and I'm liking Flying Fish fishing for those down airs again because it's hard to connect, but if it does, that's basically a guaranteed kill. Derpager jumping off of the ledge, playing in that shield, but catches them in the jab right there, and now a reversal situation, but Derpager drops it, uncharacteristic, and yet the pressure's still on Crow. He barely gets them back in the grab, and now the parry sets up for Flying Fish's own combo.
Oh, no. Try to go for it again. Wow, okay. Meeting of the minds in the middle there, but he's gonna fly through and use the Lloyd to get back to stage. What a game plan, Flying Fish. Big brain over here. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Yeah, Flying Fish, a lot of risk in going all the way out there, but the reward is worth it. Right now, pressuring at the ledge. Down tilt catches again. Great ledge dropping, but Derpager always looking for the reversal.
Absolutely. He has a little bit of catch up to do. Has the tools at his disposal, like we had spoken. It's just a matter of catching the nimble bounty hunter off guard for a moment. It's all coming up aces here. A little bit of chip damage there, a little bit of chip damage everywhere, as often as he can. But off stage is, you know he's gonna try and fish for it. Maybe the down or the back air. Get rid of the balloons. No birthday parties here. Derpager down to his last. Flying Fish still on his first, at least for a while now. Still managed to make it back to stage.
Gosh, and now the narrative has reversed 100%. Wall jump back up, great delay there by Flying Fish, and they still live through that back air as well.
No way!
The spike too. Flying Fish goes for it all, but Derpager's shutting that nonsense down. None of that.
Oh, wow, the wily upstart trying to go at the old guard king as much as he can, showing a few new tricks. But no, he has to put him in his place for just a moment. Okay, Derpiter says no 3-0 on this one, as he will manage to take that stock here. All the explosions, all the fraccar coming up better suited in this one. Flying Fish is 78 right now. This is so disparaging right now. You'd have to think for Derpiter, he had, having to literally play with like the big brain goggles on, right? He has to make sure every single projectile he throws out serves a purpose here. He cannot afford to mess up at all.
And both of these players have demonstrated an ability to zero death their opponent in different ways. So Derpiter needs one stock finisher right there, and then it's even right now. Now 43%, that is substantial, and yet one bad interaction from Flying Fish, you can find himself off the stage, and that is the last place you want to be in a scenario like this. Tech chase, but Derpiter drops it. Flying Fish gets a combo of their own, can't really convert anything though. Playing this very safe, not going too far off stage.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, and it's just, Flying Fish wants to try and fish for maybe a back air or down air off stage. On stage, he's going to keep throwing out those up smashes as much as possible. Derpiter, however, just feeling freer to throw out any projectile that they can, landing on shield, rolling in and out, doing his due diligence, dodging as much as possible. Raw Falcon Kick going horizontal. Oh, wow. Yeah. This is so scary.
And Derpiter can't really afford to go for anything other than these little bits of chip damage.
No way!
It's going to be the weird hitbox! Going all the way up and diagonal, right out of there. Sakurai angle straight to your grave. And that will be Derpiter falling again. Flying Fish putting the scoreline at 2-1.
My man hit the miracle angle in a final and just gets the victory off of it? That's
I swear to God, that angle kills better than actual stomp. Right! It feels stronger than knee sometimes, and it's so inconsistent to hit it. They replaced the nipple spike from melee with just that, they call it the Sakurai angle, where if you get hit by a certain percent, you just go straight up, and that's what you got hit by. Sorry, man. Unfortunate, because Derpiter was ready to tech that and keep that interaction going, but not this time.
Yeah, not this time around. They're taking no breaks on this pain train. Gonna go right back to Hollow Bastion. Maybe it will service Derpiter again. Was very, very good for him in game number 2. So we're now in this next game, and it still feels just as close as game number 1.
Yeah, and this middle ground right here, a lot of the time, zoners and people with range, they dominate it because you control that center stage, you control 66% of the stage, and you have room to retreat. Derpiter, though, is very aware of that, almost trapping Flying Fish in that center stage, forcing them to come to the corner, but very careful play on the recovery. Derpiter is able to get back on.
Okay, about even damage percentage-wise, is not really tail of the previous. There wasn't an exact dominant control from either player going on at this moment, but like, they have enough data, right, to have some sort of game plan semblance figured out here.
Ooh, almost catches the air dodge, but not quite, and because of that, Derpiter is still caught ahead in the chip damage game, but not a whole lot else to show for it. But finally, shield pokes with that jab, and here's where Derpiter shines. But a quick recovery from Flying Fish gets him back into the fray.
He's still alive at 95. Let's see if he can push further. Wants to land that first stock. Goes to down air, not going to connect. Ledge trapping game, scary. We'll catch him with the up air, but not going to be able to follow up with that. However, the knee lands. Not the spot that he wants, of course. Still makes it back with the up B, though. Man, Flying Fish taking a lot of damage here in these past few moments, but still fighting to get that first stock off. Derpiter looking for an answer.
Ooh. And that time, the aggression does not pay off from Flying Fish. Has been going out and challenging the deployment of that Lloyd rocket quite a few times, but Derpiter is just putting it out there a little bit earlier. The hitbox is there, and now tech chase from Derpiter. With this stock advantage, Derpiter is playing a little more aggressive, but not for long. Flying Fish that sets up a ledge trap of their own. Can they close it out? Ooh. Yes, they can. Back air flying out there will finish the job.
Okay, managing to get that Tying it back 2-2. Flying Fish at 20 though. He's feeling comfortable as he starts up a good combo. He got them custom combos. What's going on here? Okay, settle down, young one. Whoa. Ooh, if that knee connected, you know that would have been the stock right there. Oh man, Derbinger managed to save that jump to tech out of that absolutely scary moment.
And an uncharacteristic lack of reversal right there from Derbinger when he landed, as if being like, oh my god, I'm alive. But now, finally, Derbinger is trying to even this up again. Had the lead for the entire beginning of that, looking to regain it here in this ledge trap. It's where they won last time on Hollow Bastion, but Flying Fish has realized by going high, they can avoid a lot of Derbinger's burst options. Okay. Listen. Everything is a mix-up right there, because you can't go for the complicated recovery options every single time. Sometimes you got to go head in to keep them guessing, to keep them respecting that option. But Derbinger right here, this is where he shines. This is where he could get this reversal. But again, Flying Fish gets above, sets up a ledge trap of their own. Back and forth, these two swinging like a pendulum, and they're not stopping yet. Flying Fish battling, and they keep getting battered out, and still they keep ramming their head against this door, against it. Unless Flying Fish drops a little too low. I think they thought they had a jump right there, and that one little drop means Derbinger is gonna even up the score line. All it takes is one mistake.
Like, you could be having the biggest brain, you know, the most like concrete game plans, trying to make everything happen, and literally all I can take is one in that, and that's very unfortunate. That like, yes, it feels anticlimactic, you know, like, yes, I mean, the game, the set itself was going really well up until that point, but hey, it's okay. There's everything is fine, you know, like, don't panic just yet.
And I will remind everyone, this is a best of 7, so still minimum 2 games you have to win. This is not match point. And given how back and forth this has been, I think we could see that game 7.
I think so as well. That's the thing. Yeah, like trading games back and forth like this, very much, you know, the possibility. Like, I'd accept. Oh wow. I thought he got it for a second.
Villagers got 9 lives, or at the very least 3. But still, though, that's 60% to 0%. Not too shabby for Flying Fish. A big opportunity right here to convert into a kill on this edge guard if they can. Pops him up with the stomp, but doesn't get greedy. Flying Fish avoids anything big from that tech chase, but that's an up smash opening right there. Derbinger, you love to see him with those. This is where Derbinger is starting to convert things.
Yep, okay, that was really good. Use the firecracker to get out of that. He can turn it around here. He just has to keep that combo up, right? You know, throwing up Lloyd, throwing up smash as well. Every single time he comes in, Radish in the air. Like, the boy's got options. And it's a scary situation at this point, right? You know, winner on this, I believe, goes up to series point. It's finals, you know. Very, very scary. But now with Derbinger on the offensive here, oh yeah, he's done.
So many lingering hitbox out there. Down air into the nair, just spinning round and round. Derbinger was able to close out that edge guard, and right here, they almost got to grab to send him back out, but Flying Fish is the one on the aggressive now. Derbinger, this is where Flying Fish has been closing out a lot of these stocks by following Derbinger all the way out. So what does Derbinger do? Go to the other side. Why not?
Oh my god, good tech on that run-up grab attempts. But hey, I mean, the Villager gets high damage enough. Sometimes you gotta get a well-placed tag in just to take him out. Is wow, Flying Fish racked up a lot of damage there off that intro. And
yeah, this is starting to hurt a little bit. Flying Fish, after winning for the entire beginning of this, needs a big combo to turn things around. But that's the thing about Captain Falcon. He loses until he wins. Like, all you need is this one hit, and then you can see magic happen. But that tree got in the way.
Oh, okay, the tree actually aiding him a little bit for there to connect that up B, but he's going to need a lot more than that at this current moment. Use that Falcon effect to come in. Back air going to land. Not quite the death blow, but... Oh, no, the balloons! Oh, my God. Up B successful by Derbinger. Completely vacuuming that momentum out.
And it is unfortunate, but that's just the perils of playing against a villager. A Gimp will never do it. You have to deliver a finishing blow. As they try to do just that with the Nair, Derpiter getting aggressive. I'm expecting to see a ledge trump right there. This is going to be a ledge regrab, and they knew it, but Flying Fish whiffs the down tilt. And because of that, Derpiter's still alive.
Just too late on the down tilt to try to make it happen. Charging for down... sorry about that. Charging for down smash, not going to connect. Not enough energy drink in the world, apparently, to keep me awake in this frantic fight. Tied up 2-2. 2 stocks apiece, but you like sparklers, Miles, because Derpiter got a lot of them.
I mean, it is December, but I won't call foul. And as Flying Fish is, well, being sent flying somewhere very unsavory. They can't get back on this ground. 75% from that one ledge trap, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness, he's hurting off of that one. Okay, he needs to solidify this soon, right? This stock needs to go out soon. That's another up B connecting. Still, Derpiter surviving. Oh my God! He gets it off of that. The ledge attempt by Flying Fish turns out to be a disaster. Derpiter going up 1, looking at that series point. He's looking for it.
Here's the thing that's a little bit concerning right there. It's gone back and forth since that first win. This is Derpiter now getting counterpick advantage. Derpiter just won on Flying Fish's counterpick. Now Flying Fish is gonna maybe go back to small battlefield again where he just lost. Now granted, I don't think the stage has that much impact on a matchup like this, but still, it has been a pattern that has now been broken, and that has to be a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they literally just said it. As soon as we came back to our screen, it's immediately same band, small battlefield, immediately. So they're just going straight back to it. Like, they want to keep running this back. And honestly, like, this is... hold up, hold the phone here. Oh my goodness, things just got absolutely zany.
I feel like Flying Fish has done this once before, and I feel like it did really well that time too.
It's banana time. He's done it before. Yeah, definitely has. We got the confirmation. Like, just yelling in the chat. He has. Oh my God. The King Kong guns coming out. This might be the refresh he needed here.
Yeah, and picking the Megalomania too. This is like the YouTube Smash culture power up right here.
Right.
You pulled out all the cards, and now going for the aggressive edge guard. Derpiter says, "No, not this time." They will put on some pressure in the court. Derpiter just walks up and grabs. Okay.
He walks up and grabs. All right, successful. Yeah, but yeah, this is interesting. You know, literally on your last legs here, having to, literally, you know, dig down deep. 23 games at DK so far this season. Unfortunately, not saving him in this instance. Has to find these answers to put it to this the all-important final game.
And yeah, I mean, this kind of took the wind out of our sails for a moment, but this is Derpiter's match point. Like, Derpiter has the lead here. 2 more stocks, and Derpiter is your solos champion.
This is insane here. Like, I mean, already at 74% before Derpiter can even take 1 stock off, and this DK pick is still very divisive. You know, like, yeah, he has very strong answers, but if you're not able, he has less an ability to get onto Villager than Captain Falcon did.
And that's a 3-1 stock line right there. And I do agree that while DK has confirmed, on a light floaty character like Villager, how many of them are going to be factors? And DK, I feel like, is going to have an even harder time getting these edge guards because while Captain Falcon just fly out there, but then that's a dash check spike right there. Opportunity to finish them off there, but that's the problem. It takes Flying Fish so long to get back to the stage when they go for an edge guard, and now Derpiter has control.
Yeah, absolutely. Literal last life here. We've been hyping up the young blood all day long, all season long. The old king, Derpiter, standing firm in his kingdom, trying to push out all newcomers and all challengers on the Villager, looking to make it happen here. Woo! That down there was nice, but it was not where he needed.
Yeah, Derpter well aware that Flying Fish is going to respect the threat bubble and tries to catch him out of the down air. Flying Fish is catching onto the habits, but is it too little too late? Derpter just runs up and grabs across the stage again!
Oh no, another run-up grab. This is going to make it work, okay? 109. The ID1 though on Flying Fish. Yeah, DK's a big boy, but very susceptible to these explosions that are going on. Derpter just has to push forward a little bit more. He's looking for that victory.
Oh, I thought the fireworks were coming out, but no.
So.
Flying Fish is holding on. Up tilt will finish the stock, and that is a DK with Rage, with Giant Punch. Anything could happen right now, Crow.
Yeah, it is. Anything can happen, but that's truthful for both sides here. Is really all Derpter has to do is control this stage, control this side pressure as much as possible, not allow Flying Fish to get back in the groove as he's at 35%. Oh, wow. So scary. Air dodge not going to get past that Lloyd well enough. Dash attack, no. Shielded. 158, 167. He's not going to make it back. He cannot make it back.
175? Oh my gosh,
the headbutt!
Up air. A Giant Punch at ledge could kill. And I feel like both players know it, but it's not meant to be. The back air will seal the deal. 4-2 for Stack for Derpter. Will close this out with a win, retaining their title as the best in the ECC.
Donkey Kong, King of the Apes. What's the King of Kongs to the tax-paying, garden-owning, perfect villager from Stack right now? Derpter, oh my god, he does it in 4. It was scary. The traded back and forth, but once again, congratulations to the winner here. I mean, just he made him work for it. We can't say that was easy because he definitely made him work for it.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Derpter, I feel like it's a little poetic. You know, he's held on to this title for so long. Well, it could have been a really cool story to see him lose it right there at the end. And let's be honest, Flying Fish gave him a run for the money. At the end of the day, now it is Flying Fish not really getting the chance to have the title passed on to them. Derpter hanging on till the bitter end, graduating on a win. That's what I call awesome.
Hey, look, I mean, as an old man in esports myself, I am always here for dunking on these kids, all right? So shout out Derpter managing to do that. I mean, super dope for real though. Yeah, what a way to end your, semester or your school year, your final year competing on the win, getting one more thing to line your trophy case before you bow out into the sunset and all that fun jazz. But with that being said, we do have an interview with the winner, with Derpter, so don't go too far because we will be back for that here shortly. Welcome back, everybody. Oh my god. I'm Beautiful Crow. I got Killer Miles with me, and we just witnessed the crowning of not a new champion, but another champion. Adding one to his trophy case. It will be Derpager here from Stack joining us for a winner's interview. First off, congratulations on the win. Congratulations taking the singles crown, adding another one to your trophy case, you know. Been here before, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. First off, how are you feeling, man? How are things?
I'm doing great. Obviously because I won, but man, this one was the hardest one for me. Like, you streamed a pools match where I almost got reverse 3-0'd. My first match of playoffs I had to play, I dropped the game, and then I had to reverse 3-0 someone in the match before this one. This one was definitely the toughest one for me overall. So it feels good that all the work I did paid off.
Yeah. You've been here for what? How long have you been competing in collegiate?
This would be my third year.
Yeah, like I feel like you've been here for a while, and you were saying like this is the hardest one. Like, is the caliber of players just getting harder and harder?
I definitely think that like has to be like it's that people are definitely getting a lot of people are getting really really good at this game. There's so many people to be worried about. I remember asked Hobby. They also did collegiate. They were also in Atlanta, another Villager player, and I saw that they played against my opponent. So I DM'd them. It's like, yo, can you help me out for this one? And Hobby understands the game so well. They were a lot of good advice. You know, one of the times I downed is like, I'm like, Hobby told me not to do that. Then I did it. I need to listen.
It's definitely like that sometimes. But yeah, I was actually going to ask, like, how do you prep going into this? But very nice to know. Got a player on the other side to help you out through these types of matchups. I mean, yeah, like that's the whole thing, you know, coming into this, you know, storylines, narratives, all that fun stuff. It's like you're on your way out, you're gonna be graduating, and you're like one last dance, one last hurrah. Did that add to any pressure in your performances going in here? I know you said you had a rough time, you know, in the earlier stages in your pools, et cetera, but like, did that mentality kind of like work to your favor going into this entire 1v1, you know, playoffs?
Not really sure, actually. Ultimate's over 5 years old at this point,
Right.
so like it's
I remember.
like like this game's kind of old now. It's older than it was. It's like this game's already older than Smash 4 was compared when the time between Smash 4 and Ultimate. So this is the part of the time of the game where like a lot of people start like losing like motivation, and like there's definitely been like times where like I felt that, you know, like the meta feels closer to being solved, but you know, but sometimes when you just throw yourself back in the ring, you realize why you do this to begin with.
Yeah, and finding that reason why you do that. I mean, you've been coming back into the fray longer than a lot of people have been competing, period. You had mentioned in response to Flying Fish saying that it was their first year, you were like, yeah, I played Villager in Smash 4, which I feel like just establishes, yeah, no, I've been in it for a while. But can I ask, going all the way back, how did you first get into competing?
Okay, so I found out about Brawl by one of my friends at the time. We were just playing it. I played Sonic in Brawl, and like there was called multi-man where you just kill as many like opponents as possible until you die, and then all I would do is spam homing attack.
Yep.
And then I wanted to get better than him, so I played until I got better than him. And then right before Smash 4 came out, some people that I didn't know at the time that would become my best friends to this day at the lunch table, like also were excited for this game. So I played against them. Oh my god, dude, we were so bad. It's just like we didn't even know we didn't know what the shield or grab button was. Like we were playing with items. We were playing with customs that like we had a great time. and then I watched YouTube videos on like how to get better, and then I found out VODs of the Smash 4 villager player Renai. I'm just like, this guy is insane. This guy's awesome. I want to be like him. So it's just like, it's definitely your environment. It's just like, your friends, even though if they didn't directly get into it, it's definitely a big part of it. And then like you find your inspiration, which was Renai for me. And now I'm stuck with my silly little guy, but I'm happy like that.
Just stuck with the silly little guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when coming into this, we're looking at like, all right, we got a grand finals here. It's going to be a villager and a falcon. What? Hold on. I mean, it's just, you find your character, you find the one that resonates with you, and you stick with them through the thick and the thin, and it brought you to victory. So, hey, super big congrats on that. And again, congratulations on the victory in the 1v1. Final shout outs, final remarks, anything you want to get off your chest before we send it off for the evening?
Shout outs to my teammates and just like my friends that even if they don't really like Neo Joe, he still plays Smash Brothers, so like he's still with so he we always have a ton of fun. He's a big reason why I still play. Even my friends that don't really play Smash Brothers anymore, they mean the world to me. Shout outs to Hobby once again for giving me some clutch advice, and then I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if they chatted about it, but I knew Fallon was there. She was giving me her her energy. So shout outs to everyone who's been supporting me, and you know what? Shout outs to me because at the end of the day, it's me who did this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And once again, congrats on the victory.
Thank you. Have a good one.
What a wonderful fellow. What a wonderful chap.
He really is. And he's still got another semester in him. So like we make a big deal about this being the end of an era, blah blah blah, but like he's still gonna be killing it for another 3 months, 4 months or so. So yeah, keep an eye on him.
Absolutely. I want to see him at championships in the summer, if anything, have that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like 4-2 on the scoreline. Very frantic. Those first 4 games were just absolutely electric the entire way. Like literally just I'm gonna be thinking about that for like a hot minute. The just jump in back air, just insane stuff. But yeah, that will be it for me and Miles tonight. But hey, chill out. Up next, it's ECAC Rocket League Finals, baby. We got Bruton Parker College versus Concord University. Pyro J, Chiksha, y'all up next. But for myself and Miles behind the desk as well, we must be bidding you adieu. But I'm so happy you were with us for now. There will be more action later. See you on the other side.
Welcome one and all. We are here with the ECAC finals of the Elite Division. Chicksa, our best division out of ECAC. Two teams that want to take it to the top. Bruton Parker College versus Concord University. Chicksa, how we feeling?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. Bruton Parker College, a very familiar name when it comes to the collegiate scene. One that I wouldn't say strikes fear in the name, but is well enough known for the consistency to be at the top of the league. As for Concord, a team that we normally maybe don't know as well, but clearly they've gotten themselves into grand finals, and they're technically rematching Bruton Parker College from a week 8 matchup. So at this point, Concord, they're out for blood because they got swept last time.
That's right, they did get swept. It is a rematch that definitely they're frothing at the mouth for, especially considering Concord University. It's the only loss that I've seen them take here in ECAC against Bruton Parker. But Bruton Parker College, you know, they can show blood as well. They took one loss out of this league against Fisher. So we know that these teams, despite their ability to get to the grand finals, can bleed. The question is, who's got that clutch gene? Who's got the ice? Who can take it all the way through a best of 7? And clearly, Chicksa, the question is what Concord University can do, because you mentioned it. BPC, we know this team. 11th in the latest CRL Eastern Division of the fall semester, competed against some of the great college teams. You know they're going to bring out the guns.
Yeah, I mean, they're still able to pull off wins against those high-level teams time and time again. Clearly, again, consistency. They were in the summer as well. They understand how to get here. And if you don't remember their names, it's Soul, it's Antex, it's Manny on the side of Bruton Parker College. As for Concord, it's Helix, ET, and Pancake. We'll see already a demo, double demo out for blood in Bruton Parker College. We'll see if that damage will result in an early goal.
I said they'd come out with the guns. I didn't expect them to come out with the fireworks as well. 2 demos just to make sure that Concord know exactly who they're playing against. Head's got to be on a swivel here if you're playing up against BPC.
Ooh, a miss there by Manny. This one does get in front of the net. Helix able to clean up, and just like that, Concord, they're on the board first.
And the questions more were arisen for Concord University today in the finals. So the biggest thing they can do here, Chicksa, is start off strong. Put that narrative aside and say, no, we will step forward in this matchup ahead of our opposition. They've done that with their first goal.
I think right now getting a little bit complacent maybe is not what Bruton Parker wants to do. Granted, and Manny, a fantastic upfield touch on that clear, gets past the entire defense. Helix going for that boost in the corner, leaves the net wide open, and a well-placed shot by Manny, understanding how wide open it is.
Yeah, you've got to take advantage of those moments where maybe that transition defense isn't quite ready. Concord University, they had that lead. They've given it up. What can they do to bring it right back? Maybe a demo on the goal line here. Antics, a light touch that rests right in the lap of Helix. Solid 50-50 to set things up for Pancake. First touch, make it a second save. Still there from Soul. The rebound, the miss from ET, and Helix with a backboard touch. That's still not enough.
Ooh, good pressure, though, coming from Concord. They're able to get not only one touch sometimes, but a follow-up or 2 to make more opportunities. Double demo, Helix will not come out with it. Manny, a great challenge in midfield. Antics back in midfield to keep it there. Ends up hitting Manny, who sends Soul. You know what? It just works sometimes, but Soul ends up also finding Antics again and puts it upfield for the likes of Bruton Parker, who seem to be not as well coordinated as maybe we would like to start.
It's like a messy coordination. I don't know if we're playing Rocket League or pinball. Somehow this ball, it finds a projectile, a car to bounce off of every single time. BPC, we don't know if these passes are calmed, even these pinch plays that they're constructing, but it's sort of working out. They put the pressure on Concord. They've gotten the equalizer, but what can they do to take the lead? Right now, it's Concord in the best seat of the house to do that. Pancake, a crossbar touch, and a save from Manny on the rebound. ET wants to continue the possession, but is going to have a difficult time doing that. BPC storming back on their counter.
So many demos coming out of Concord. This must be at least the 8th, 9th, maybe, that we've seen only halfway through the start of this game number 1. And you have to wonder if that's going to be the strategy that plays throughout this series. Maybe Concord just decides to pull that out of their sleeve. And I don't know if Bruton Parker was necessarily ready for it to start off so strong. Helix looking for the double tap, misses the initial soul. The save, and Antics able to follow up off the corner. Such good looks for Concord. They're keeping this game close with 2 minutes left.
Well, it's that real estate on the backboard right now. I mean, I think BPC, they're giving up quite a bit of space on a position of the game where you can lay it off the backboard and send down a meaty double tap. Pancake tries to do that. Helix gave an effort earlier, and at some point, if BPC aren't careful, one of those shots are going in.
Gotta say, though, the 50s, they keep on winning for Bruton Parker. That ends up giving them more possession time and just more upfield presence. Manny can beat Helix here, who challenges, and Pancake now with the ball. Sends it high up in midfield. Soul, good challenge. Another great 50 win. Attacks it, and Antics at it first, able to get it even farther upfield. Maybe a setup here for Bruton Parker. Just too high. Is this touch? Soul maybe goes a little bit too far out. Another one towards the backboard. Manny, the double down to Soul, but no shot prepared for Bruton Parker.
I'm surprised by the amount of time that ball has spent in front of the goal line, yet no shot comes in, right? Perfect passing plays, 2 of them in a row, yet no one in the danger zone for BPC against Concord. This is dangerous though. A midfield pass from ET to Helix just goes amiss. The pass had the right intentions, but was a little too far out for Helix to pick up. Now Pancake, their teammates have to pick up the slack after he's demoed. Manny takes advantage of the space, slots it under the bar.
What a nice wave dash to follow up here. Get the little bit of boost to cut it strong enough that Helix wasn't ready to save it. Top shelf shot, top-notch shot as well for Manny. He has both goals right now for Bruton Parker, and that may just be enough to win game number 1. Concord, they need another good opportunity, and we've seen plenty of chances go by the wayside. They only need to adjust, and maybe they'll find the one to go back in the back of the net.
And how about that one from Manny as well? Not just those 2 goals, but also the save earlier. Now Antics taking advantage of whatever this is. Jixa, I don't know. There were bumps from Manny, sure, but it was a little too chaotic for my liking coming out of Concord.
Communication, communication, communication. I don't care what rank you are. Someone needs to call for that ball. You can't double commit and bump your teammate to boot. That's just not great team play, and because of it, taking advantage is Bruton Parker College. Now with 15 seconds left, a game that looked so close now seems far out of reach for Concord. A couple seconds, maybe one more opportunity, another great challenge, and that's really what's kept Bruton Parker ahead. Look at those passes, even off the challenges. Great save, but saves won't do it now for Concord with 0 seconds on the clock, and this ball soon to touch. Game 1 goes in the hands of Bruton Parker.
Bruton Parker College, they didn't come out swinging. In fact, it was a deficit to start out the game with an early goal from Concord, but you saw how this team set themselves into a formation that worked out for them. It turned from weird pinball passes, Chixa, to coordinated efforts. BPC especially allowing Manny to pop off, get those 2 goals, grab some critical saves, and really be the front runners at the start of the series.
Yeah, Concord, in fact, outshooting Bruton Parker 7-6, but that doesn't matter because Bruton Parker had better shots upfield when it came down to it. They won the one-on-ones. They won those challenges. They capitalized off of every mistake that Concord made. It's well-executed gameplay on the side of Bruton Parker, and although they don't make as many shots or don't take as many, they still got half of them in the back of the net, which is pretty impressive.
50% efficiency is impressive. I couldn't agree more. And we could see that efficiency from Concord. There are reasons to believe that this team can bring it back. We saw those double tap chances that they had. That space made available by BPC. That's one of their weaknesses and their vulnerabilities so far at the start of this series. If Concord can start to lay those double taps in, they'll certainly get a chance here in the grand finals of ECAC's Elite Division. Game 2 kicking off.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Elite is the highest of the highest level of Rocket League. The fact that this game started off so close is what we exactly expected between these two. Manny trying to pull out all the tricks again. This one is saved away. Now Pancake with some time gets a 50 with Antics and it stays back on the Bruton Parker half. Antics a good touch, and Manny the follow-up. Can he get past the entire defense? No, Helix off into the corner, and for now, deflecting opportunities is Concord.
Yeah, the deflections have been fantastic so far from Concord. Part of it feels like they've got a radar 24/7 on Manny, trying to take out any opportunity that player has, and hey, for good reason. That has been the player to slot the shots. That's the player that's on the ball right now. Puts it to the corner. ET again, clogging up that space, making sure the options are eliminated. And that one, an option almost for Concord, as this ball just traveling one side to the other. Antics is up for this one. Goalie demoed. That's just Pancake available to make the save, and boy, what a hero play it was.
I mean, Pancake has made incredible save after incredible save, but he's completely demoed out of his mind there, and fortunately can't follow up with the shot on this one. Antics, though, looking for that double tap read, gets it right underneath Pancake, and just like that, Bruton Parker back on top.
I love this part of the game, chicks. So the jitters are subsiding and the peak performances have come to play. Yes, it's finals. Yeah, you got the championship on the line, but once you reach that flow state, you get plays like that from Antics. Beauty of a double tap.
This is why that Bruton Parker team is so competitive with the best of the best in the collegiate scene. Every time they pull out those phenomenal executed plays, time after time again, it's so hard to stop. This one off the ceiling. Manny to keep it there, drop it down. Helix a clear. Soul no touch, but Antics able to send it where Soul was waiting. ET, the 50. This one, Antics trying to keep close. Look at the decision to find those 50s to prevent a shot from going on target. It's the little things, those challenges, every time that Bruton Parker plays so smartly.
It does look like a smart approach. I'm also concerned, though, because it's Manny, it's Soul, it's Antics. A lot of them I'm seeing go in reverse. Manny was chilling out on the opponent's backboard in reverse. That last 50 was in reverse. That's not going to allow you to go your quickest on the pitch, as we know here in Rocket League. So, you know, it's the little things that matter. And they are still constructing the 50s, the touches that are necessary. But you wonder if that momentum will come to bite them in the butt later on. Right now, trying to get some type of revenge is Concord on this possession. Pancake from the skies. Helix here to backtrack just to get to that save. They can't get anything to go quite yet.
Pop up here in midfield. Antics doesn't find the touch, and ET now giving himself and his team some space, wins it out. The corner read not found for Manny, and another missed opportunity for Concord. How many times have we seen them be so close to putting a shot on target, but the car and the ball don't make contact?
It is that weird situation where you're trying to read the other person's play, and when no one hits the ball, well, it's just awkward, and then it leaves it open for chances like this. Now, after that awkward situation, that scenario of events, there are shots being fired from Concord somehow. That one doesn't land in. Manny puts it to the ground, and this is dangerous from Soul. Puts it right in the hands of ET. Oh, no. Bruton Parker gonna get the assist for this goal against them.
I feel like slamming my hand against the desk. Like, no, never, ever, ever, ever put a ball in front of the net when you're on defense. That's why the corner touches are so strong. Keep it on the corner. Put it out upfield. Don't put it in front of your net. Poor Manny. What can he do as he sits and watches it literally go right past him? Those are almost impossible to save. And defensive errors right now, maybe you're right. Bruton Parker, they're just going too slow right now.
Time to speed it up and keep out of those lethal zones. Soul trying to create one of their own, though. A midfield pass out to Manny. ET will pick up, and with that wave dash, extends that speed that we're talking about. But Antics out in front, pass to Soul, and that's past the diving defender. Second goal for BPC.
Really strong basic play. This is what we like to see. The center pass put right on the mark. And the shot well executed as well with power onto the target. I mean, again, what more can you ask for? That's fundamental Rocket League passing right there.
Yeah, and you know what? The late game has certainly sided with Bruton Parker. We remember how the game was tied for so long in game number 1, and then last couple of minutes, it was the 2 goals from BPC for them to win the game. Can Concord start to switch that around? Can the final minute instead be an advantage for them? That's their hope in the final 20 as ET takes it around all these defenders and puts it open for them. A fake just breaks the ankles of the last remnants of the defense to allow this goal to occur.
No, I'd almost argue in this case that Soul is moving too fast. That he doesn't take the time to find contact with that ball. If he just adjusted his car small enough, he could have found at a minimum of 50 on that play. And now Antics trying to fake back there, doesn't get it through. This one doesn't end up being cleared. Antics and Bruton Parker still in the attacking zone. Manny, the shot put on target. Pancake the defense. Does Soul get to it? No. Instead, the challenge, the 50. This one still played up.
Oh.
Can they get it towards the backboard?
Oh? No.
I needed to hold my breath just in case somehow it went from one end of the field to the other.
They tried, and you always gotta hold your breath at 0 seconds, but you gotta pace yourselves, because is it time to go to full throttle? Is it time to give it your all here, or do you want to play the long game? From Parker College, they want to get to that halfway mark of winning this grand final. They're gonna want the next goal. Soul on that save will certainly help. ET on the next shot, sorting out for a double tap. I think he's got the flip reset, tries to put it down, but Antics has that save on lock. Dip down to his teammate Manny. His pancake from the backboard, half a tank of boost and enough to clear this to the midfield. Though broken up, ET has the long clear.
Manny on the backboard defends against this one. ET cuts it. Ooh, Soul a dangerous touch back in midfield, but Manny able to get to it to find that challenge. Soul up again, 2 touches, loses a little bit control, ends up finding the 50 in midfield where it stalls. ET no touch. Helix now going up one-on-one with Antics here. Antics takes it right off the top of his car. Soul trying to bump out Pancake, only gets him to jump early. This passed in midfield, but Manny wasn't ready for it, and somehow both teams still surviving in overtime.
Ooh, Antics trying to, do a pancake on the back wall, but leaves it open for Helix on the other end. Everything given on the attack for BPC, but nothing left on defense as Helix puts it over and in.
Wow, 3-2 in favor of Concord. Game number 2. We find our series tied now 1-1, and really a great comeback for Concord. Just when we thought Bruton Parker had everything under control, the dominoes fell over and Concord came on through.
They came on through, they win game number 2, and guess what that means, chicks? Concord no longer an undefeated opponent of BPC. They have taken a game off of Bruton Parker. That was something they couldn't do earlier in season of ECAC Elite Division Week 8. They got swept 4-0 by Bruton Parker. So having this win not only gives them a leg to stand on for this grand finals, but it shifts the narrative completely. Chixa, it gives them faith.
I mean, it's certainly confidence right now for Concord. There's nothing more than you want to do better than last time. That means the improvements there, the mindset's there, the strategy, all of those things there right now for Concord. They've been able to adapt. They know what this Bruton Parker team brings to the table. And now that they've found a piece of success, they have to keep on moving in game number 3.
Start to put those puzzle pieces together and see the full picture. You'd think, though, with a goal in the last 30 seconds to force OT, and then finally the goal that, they're starting to find the corners, but they need a little more here if they want to see that trophy picture at the end of the grand finals here. It's going to continue here with game number 3 as BPC searches for rebuttal.
I mean, speaking of winners, you too can be a winner, because the ECAC is kicking off a series of giveaways going into the holidays with their Season of Thanks. For December, they are giving away a HyperX Cloud 2 wired headset. Type ECAC and enter at the link in chat for a chance to win. So guys, don't forget to also enter that giveaway.
And guess what, chicks? I'm one step ahead of you. I typed in the command. I did it for you guys, chat. I put it there in the giveaway. You don't want to miss out on that. So thanks so much, chicks, for mentioning that. A little bit of teamwork from us to make it happen. Can the dream work occur, though? On the field here, a minute down already. And the formalities ensuing. Some consistent efforts as well for Bruton Parker College as they continue to go for those goal line bumps. It makes them definitely commit a lot of resources on offense and make for some scary defensive plays like that. But we start to see this offensive BPC take form and try to put CU to the ground.
Now, all eyes on me are on Manny. He ended up being the very much influential person in Game 1 to secure their victory. So looking again to be that fire starter potentially in Game number 3. This one, though, a demo from Manny. I guess he did start a fire in some sense, but not the one that I was expecting.
Oh, impact's impact, and this one's gonna have all the value and more. The demo and the missed 50 there from Soul leads to the coordination, the effort needed from Concord.
Yeah, Pancake, a well-executed play. He's been so close on so many shots for Concord. Finally lets that one loose and puts it on target. Bruton Parker College now fighting from behind. We'll see if they can gain some momentum themselves. Dropping this one right on the top of Antix's car. Manny off the corner. Antix here looking for the shot. This one, though, bumped away multiple times off of every corner, off of every section of the backboard. ET out of boost, though, and Antix quickly challenges to put it back in the other end.
Soul double tap, making 3 touches. That's enough for Manny to come in and close the effort. Tie a ball game. BPC on the board.
Strong bump there. We've seen how important bumps and demos have been throughout the entire series so far. And now that one, again, resulting in a goal because of the extra added pressure. Tie game. Very quick fashion for Bruton Parker to come through and find that tying goal, which is a good look for them. I think they're still fighting. They understand their opponent came to play today, and they have to put their best foot forward on these offensive opportunities.
That's the touch that you're looking for. You never know where this ball is going to bounce. Sometimes it's complete RNG, but look at just catapult into the perfect territory for him. The corner of the stage, the corner of the net. You couldn't ask for more from Antix.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about too. The shot placement off the bounce as well. Quick. They were down in this game, and just like that, they're up. And they're certainly hitting very well-designed shots. Manny, right now from the sidewall, dribbles it in front of the net. Helix collecting with ET, gets it past Soul, can't get it past Manny. Antix, though, a tough touch, ends up giving it away to Pancake, who still is in control. ET on the beat, wins the 50 as well, can't win 2 50s. Helix, the pass, and Soul is there to send it upfield for Bruton Parker.
This isn't a spot they could be taking advantage of. Manny picks it up right from the midfield. Flip reset down and off the backboard. Almost had the second touch as well. Shot taker bump there from Pancake, and Helix puts it into Soul's hands. Manny, the give and go. And these passes starting to work here for BPC, but not resulting in a shot. Long clear. Sets Soul up for a timely effort off the backboard. Helix opts to challenge, and it climbs its way to the ceiling. Manny still having that ball. Draw the line of the midfield. Pancake has to half flip back to the ball. Now in chase, in hot pursuit of Manny's aerial. Just gets a touch, and what an effort there to break up the play from Manny.
I mean, you stole the words right out of my mouth. Pancake's effort on that play to get a touch following him on the air dribble, really stellar work to understand that the defender in the net probably won't get to it with the way it's being bumped and the way it's being presented. Little things like that is why Concord is staying in this one right now. Granted, still a 1-goal lead for Bruton Parker, almost 2, but a well-saved shot again. Helix, huge clear upfield. Soul doesn't get the greatest touch, but does find a 50 to at least stall ET towards the back wall. follow-up touch, back wall again. Manny puts it on out, and good thing because someone was ready for a shot there for Concord.
Oh, Manny's ready for this. Hold on. Backboard touch again. Not going to reach the net, but got to be worried about some of these opportunities that are being handed to Manny, who's played lights out, especially at the start of the series. And it might be lights out for game number 3 as CU still need another. They are on the attack now. May have to work on this possession, but Antics has it taken away. Now with the aerial, the dunk, the next touch almost lands in the net, but Helix does put the ball away. Now Pancake has to set the side to pass out to Helix. He bounces it to ET. The shot, though, denied by Antics. And they can see their way out as the progression of the ball unfolds. Passed it out to the midfield and back down to the ground. An effort from CU in the dying seconds of game 3 is diminished as BPC take the lead in the series.
A really back and forth game. This is the first time where we saw opportunities on both sides kind of ebb and flow. Just when we thought Concord had so much momentum in their favor, Bruton Parker fought back, got 2 consecutive goals, and held that throughout the entire game. Both of those goals assisted by Soul, Manny, and Antics, of course, 1 apiece. But wonderful job, a team effort for Bruton Parker to stay in this one, and Concord came so close to some of those opportunities upfield.
They did, and I feel like so close is a very good phrase to describe where we're at with the series right now, Chicksa, because it has that sort of teeter-totter atmosphere and environment to it, that seesaw action of like, where are we tipping here? Because we've had an overtime. We've had these 1-point games. This is the finals that you ask for from the ECAC Elite Division, that it's going to be this close, that the barn burner will rage on. And it just comes down to the little plays, like you've said all along, Chicksa, who can make every effort count. And Concord, especially with that onus on them as they trail now in the series 1-2, they'll look to tie it up here with the result of game 4.
Oh man, much closer series than maybe Bruton Parker initially anticipated, but Concord showing up, making us go into overtime, making us stay in 1-goal games. That's just how easy or how difficult it is to play against either team right now. Look at that red passing play by Helix to find the save, but look at that passing play as well that was being constructed by Bruton Parker.
Antics available here, and you just gotta believe that that's going in. How did this clear get so perfectly to Antics? Manny nearly pinches it off the backboard for a perfect counter attack. In the blink of an eye, Chicksa, the goal is scored by BPC. You just might miss it.
Don't miss this one. Almost put on in right off the boot. Antics finding the save into the bump. Maybe he'll get another shot at field. Double tap here. Maybe doesn't connect as he wanted. Pancake from the sidewall sends it down midfield. The pace of this gameplay, you could tell, has just enhanced. Antics collects the clear. Manny trying to find the angle, almost reads it well, but Concord out of boost now, all stumbling kind of on their back wall. This one poked on out. Pancake, the only member with boost, able to go up towards the sky for that. A double commit though, and Helix ends up being 50. ET the bump, but that net's wide open. Can Soul find the touch? Gets the perfect one to add power, and Bruton Parker now a 2-goal lead.
It's a competitive game or the freestyle event from last weekend. I don't know. This is a redirect clinic right now from Bruton Parker College. The shots are immaculate. I almost want to add another on the scoreboard just for style points, but that's not how the game of Rocket League works. Some of them go in like that. Others, well, the goalie gets demoed and the ball just trails in. Either way that the ball is scored, the Concord University team, they need them now before BPC start to run away with these highlight plays.
Oh, Antics almost finds it, drops down, gets a 50 as well. The clear will only go as far as Manny, who's patiently waiting in midfield. Gets a couple of touches, a back pass to Soul as well. The 50 pops on out, ET to it first. It's on target. Can Manny get to it? Saves it right off his post. needs to find another save and does just that. Sends it upfield where the likes of Concord will also have to save it themselves.
I feel like we're in that position where Concord University, they need a long-standing possession because keep an eye on those counterattacks from BPC. Every time they're able to redirect to a player who's already set up on the attack. If you have players like that that are playing for the counter, that means they're under-resourced on defense. If Concord University can keep that possession alive for long enough, they'll be able to whittle down the resources of BPC and score. We're just not seeing those long possessions, though. If Concord can turn that around, they'll get a better chance in this game.
There's enough of a chance at this point. ET towards back wall. Manny deflecting it, sends it on out. Pancake back towards the corner. Manny patiently waiting, gets an initial touch, finds the 50 as well. A double commit for Concord. But they're able to stay in the offensive zone. Another 50, and it's back a reset for Concord. They keep getting close upfield, but it doesn't seem like they're able to ever get that ball in the middle of the field enough to put a nice shot on target.
Oh?
Did I just call out what they needed to do, and
Yes,
did they
you
just
did.
execute?
Yes, Helix. Eyes on Soul as well, because the defense is played from that outer layer, which has been defended and guarded very well. But you're right, that center of the field, open and available for CU to cut that deficit in half.
Gosh darn it. Sometimes, you just call it. What a close game. Helix back in midfield. Pancake the follow-up. ET can't find the angle, but look at the looks that Concord is bringing. They looked like they couldn't get anything going, but all of a sudden 2 great opportunities in quick fashion. With the limited time they have left, they only have so many to work with, and those keep on making it possible for them to stay in this one. Antics gets it on target, but ET the save. Helix taking his time one-on-one with Soul. Soul's getting bumped, gets a good challenge early, and this one again won't find itself on target yet for Concord.
Oh, that pinch is unfortunate because a lot of these 50-50s in that last possession have been working so well for Concord University. Helix in particular was making it happen. Makes it happen on that demo, and they are fortunate to not see that last goal go in. But if they can get the challenges to work for this team, they'll certainly get more opportunities. Helix doesn't just take the 50s well, but slams this ball to the back of the net to tie it up.
What a shot. Again, those center line shots, whether it's in the air or on the ground, really great work by Concord. I'm impressed to say the least, but they also need to defend in the remaining 24 seconds. Maybe add another goal on. Don't take this into overtime. So many possibilities. Antics, a huge demo play in midfield, and ET gets the clear out. Manny looking for that second touch, does find it. Soul across the field, it'll bounce back to mid. ET, the first touch there, and Helix bounces it now up the sidewall. Doesn't get the follow-up touch, so Antics keeps it up with ET, but it'll hit the ground, and we see overtime. Another game in overtime in game 4.
That's right. Yet another OT as the series has been close from the get-go. Could be tied up in the series as well if we see this goal. Maybe from ET. Flip reset there. Almost a dunk. It's set up for Pancake, but the save's there for Manny. Keeps this OT alive. And now Manny charging down the field with that aerial as Helix intercepts. This is, fine real estate off the backboard. Pancake out to Helix. One of them want to drop it down. Neither of them can. ET, final hope on this attack. But as Antics finds Manny, the possession will wear thin. Great chances, though, from CU kicking off on this OT.
Demo for ET. A double miss in midfield will quiet some of that storm, but only for now. Pancake, the setup, the flip reset, fakes it underneath, but Antics in net, able to find the save. Manny now the follow-up save on the second opportunity. ET to still leave it in, and Antics lets it go into the corner. Manny, not much boost to work with, ends up going a little bit too far. Soul sends it out to him. Helix, no touch. Soul keeps it up. Manny faking. Almost a clear for Helix, but that one taken away. This one to Pancake, out to Helix, back to ET potentially, but instead goes upfield. And now stalling again in midfield. Some of these touches go. Strong touch though. Shot for Soul, just off target, and too much power from Manny to reel on in for a shot of his own.
Seen the ball spend so much time in the midfield here during an OT without it being scored. The defenses have just enough time to save some of these shots, or the shots just hit the corner of the post and just ring out. We are margins from wrapping up this OT, which seems so decisive. It's either a tied series or BPC on match point. Antics under the ball, air dribble past ET. Pancake able to kick it up, but Soul's there, double tap through, no! Helix, save your medal, blocks it away. They need another denial, and Pancake will find it. ET sends up and out to Helix, who strikes the top corner, but can't get it in.
Manny now collecting from the back foot, gets a demo as well, looking upfield. Can he get another deflection just off the post and out? So last back in a one-on-one with Helix will get in the way, but Pancake, the follow-up, keeps it there. Manny trying to defend.
Whoa.
No, this one ends up going off his teammate in ET to collect, funds the overtime goal, and gives Concord the tied series.
We've got a tied series indeed. Antics, Manny, you'd think both of those stellar defenders could find that way out of that shot, but they couldn't do it. That ball stayed on the goal line until it was smashed through. And Concord, they have equalized in the series now. I was afraid for them, chicks, in the overtime because they had possession the entire first minute. They just looked better, but I was afraid it was one of those video games where you have a stamina bar and they've used it all and they're getting a counterattacked on again, because that's how many of the goals from BPC have occurred, those redirects downfield. It was 2 of the 2 from this past game, but that didn't happen. Concord switched it up, they locked it down on the defense, and then sent BPC back home as they fired away.
I mean, it was a really great defensive masterclass at times in this game. And then when the defense failed is when those goals ended up on happening. But 9 total saves for Concord, 3 apiece each from everybody. As for Bruton Parker, 8 saves, 4 Manny, 2 Antics, 2 Soul. I mean, again, across the board, everyone making defensive efforts, but you saw the one at the end that doesn't go the right way, ends up going on in. It wasn't off of opportunities of field, off of just pure shot greatness at this point. It was off of those defensive mistakes.
Well, no mistakes can be made here in the finals of the ECAC Elite Division. It's got to be perfect, including this bar down shot from ET. It's just off of perfection, chicks. It nails off the bar and hits the goal line, but all good. Helix is there to finish the job.
Wow, what early lead for Concord. You could tell they're hyped about that last victory they just had, but this one, off kickoff, saved by ET. I was about to bite my words. Maybe that momentum could have swung, but instead Concord ends up saving it. And now looking for some offensive pressure of their own. ET towards the corner. Gets another read just to keep it there. Tries to send the back pass. Manny cutting this. Potential for someone else to come on through. Helix looks like he was getting bumped. A win here. Antic stalling. Soul the finish, and the trickery by Bruton Parker just keeps on pushing them forward.
Yeah, that was a cheeky little touch there from Antics. Knew the shot wasn't really available, but knew they just had one defender to beat. So the goal and the tied up game favoring BPC as they're starting to turn things around. I did hear you mention momentum though, chicks, and I want to make a point on that because the momentum definitely in Concord's hands as they win that overtime. You wonder if we'll see a play style shift from BPC. They've been spending a lot of time in their opponent's half, even when they're playing on defense. That last goal came from more so a possession play. Maybe they play more guard and more cohesive during this game 5.
I'd like to see more teamwork on the side of Bruton Parker. It seems like a lot of those goals are coming off of just individual mechanical prowess, but at this point, they get those passing plays going like we've seen before, they will result in better turns. This one, though, cleared out. Antics last back. He can't get demoed. He needs to find a touch. He does get one just enough. Manny finding the touch now upfield will give some space for the rest of the team to rotate back through. Great clear overall, but it only lasts for so long.
Start to wish that Helix had lasted longer with that flip reset as the ball just got knocked away. But Helix is back to play on the ball again. 50-50's back to the midfield. Ball comes right off the corner. ET there for a take towards Antics, who sets that ball high. Helix just enough boost to get a tap to keep this ball volleyed up. And this ball spent a lot of time in the air. Sending it down to the ground is Pancake. One more touch to lead a pass out to ET as ET charges towards the net, getting bumped, trying to make it a hassle for the goal line defenders, and certainly succeeds in that endeavor. Pancake cleans up.
Britton Parker, what is that defense? What is the lineup on that play? Back post rotation leads to being back post to find an angle of attack, but it just seems like they're not set up for a lot of these opportunities that Concord is throwing at them. Another lead now for Concord. You could see how confident they're feeling on the movements on the field. Now maybe another setup, but good thing a 50 comes on through from Antics.
Certainly does. Manny with one touch, a little too high. The redirect off their own backboard. Antics past one, and there's no defenders left. There it is. Yet another counterattack goal for BPC. We'll tie it up with that.
They always seem to do so well when they just beat out the entire team. Maybe overextending just a tad has been Concord, but that's where they found their offensive success. Normally when they commit someone to getting a bump or a demo or some sort of pressure. But just like that, the answer is there for Britton Parker. They tie this game up, and we may yet again see another overtime or another one-goal game, because that seems like that's all we've been having. It's close game after close game because the margins are just so tight.
In 2 minutes, game is 2-2, series is 2-2. It is that tight. It is that close right now. This is what we want, certainly as fans, but I think as these players, they're looking for a little bit of cushion and a lead that they could gather. And whoever gets a 2-goal lead with this much time remaining, they just get that win, but you've got to work for it. Man, he's certainly working the ceiling there for a couple touches. Someone comes up with a demolition. And, oh, that was ET for the demo. Okay, I was going to say, how did Manny get that? They have recovered, though, and are sending it towards their net. Their opponent's net can't quite get it all the way there.
So a little bit of a flip reset, gets it in front of net, but again, another bump, a team bump on the side of Concord. Pancake, though, getting it out to Helix, who doesn't have boost, fumbles this one. Manny looking for the double read. ET demoing Soul, so nobody has the follow-up on that ball for Britton Parker. Now ET a clear out. Could he get a pass? Soul's in the way, but only temporarily. Pancake holding on to it. Again, just over the bar. Soul to send it out, and more pressure coming from Concord. They're doing the right steps, but again, having trouble getting this ball in the back of the net.
It's gonna come down certainly to this final minute, and maybe a final shot like that. Pancake tries to slide it underneath, but ball ends up just outside. Infield pass. ET tries to catch up on, but Manny has the flick instead. Starting to see that deeper rotation from CU to make sure they do not get a counterattack against them. ET off the backboard, able to clobber that ball away. But now Soul finding Manny on the outside. An outlet pass broken up, though, as Helix takes to the skies. Flip reset there, and shot just saved by Antics, who got just the tip of their octane high enough. That may secure BPC in overtime, unless we get those late regulation game efforts. We don't. To overtime again we go.
Wow, tight series. Can Britton Parker end it right now? This one on first opportunity looking strong, but clearly deflected away. Antics trying to stall, keep this ball back in the offensive zone for Britton Parker. Back into the corner, bouncing out. Helix collecting the 50 for Antics strong, but it just seems like every opportunity Bruton Parker's throwing at them just doesn't meet the mark. This one deflected away by Pancake. ET, a little bit bumped there, but Pancake sends it away, and just like that, no answer for Bruton Parker early.
Yeah, but what a shift in these overtimes we've seen. It was domination from CU in our last OT. This time around, Bruton Parker taking nothing from CU, not allowing them a single shot. However, this could be the first one. Air dribble bump, and you know what? One is all that it takes. The solo effort from Helix to drive it into the net.
And if you didn't know who Concord was, now you better know who they are, because they're up 3-2 on a match point in this Elite Grand Finals here at ECAC. They are this close to winning the trophy, to saying goodbye, Bruton Parker, because you may have swept this earlier in the year, but we're about to beat you when it matters.
This is when it matters, the finals. And I feel like we were in that tug of war in the final 2 minutes of that last game, right? No one was scoring. Ball game was tied 2-2. Series was tied 2-2. The ultimate respect from both teams shown as they were kind of waiting for the other player, the other team to slip up. But sometimes you just got to take the ball and make the moment yourself. And that's what I feel like Concord did in that overtime. They said, enough with the formalities. I'm taking it to you. And that's what they did with the air dribble bump. I love that play. Concord really showing what they're made of in that game 5.
And it's hard for me to even pick like a certain player on Concord right now that is the player. We've seen phenomenal plays out of Helix, phenomenal plays out of ET, phenomenal plays out of Pancake. Each and every member has affected the field for their team. They have all played really solidly, and Helix making that overtime play, but I think it was Pancake the rest of that game that really made matters difficult for Bruton Parker, whether it's defensively or offensively. So we'll see if Concord can kind of shut this series out in this game, or we get a game 7 kind of game of death. Each one, 50-50 on what it ends up being. I'm even more on the 70-30 side of things, that we see yet another overtime game.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, everything feels like a coin toss except the fact that overtime will happen, because that's happened 3 out of the 5 games we've had so far. I'm right there with you, Chicksa, here as this first minute is already just about passed, maybe not. Whoa, Soul out to the outside of that net, kicks off the post, and certainly hoping that that bullet of a shot was just a bit inside. Antics so close to the second touch off the side wall. And I love the players are going for these sidewall doubles. They've been more prominent in the meta in this last year, and they can certainly pave the way to good opportunities. But Pancake, this is good enough for them.
I mean, Helix, a great touch to get past that last defender. Nobody's in net, so the follow-up shot just needs to be on target, and that's all Pancake does. But it's a slow roller on, or a slow bouncer, but it gets where it needs to be. And Concord starting off strong in the game they need to win to end it all. Manny trying to go back with a bump of his own, but look at Helix to rotate on through and find a save there.
Well, Helix is like, hey, listen, that's how I scored the OT winner, okay? You think that, I don't know, those antics that are involved in that play from Manny, not quite their teammate antics, but nevertheless, was keen to it and denied that bump play to happen. Soul with boost, wants to deny clear here, certainly does, and almost had enough juice to pull that ball in. What an angle it would have been. Antics up next, air dribble to the top corner, and that's going to be outside as well. So chances for BPC gone fruitless.
So many times, time and time again, BPC just don't execute the shot well enough. They looked stronger earlier in this game, but now we have seen many missed shots, ones that they can't really afford at this point in the series. They're not able to get their act together and get it together quickly. They're going to be going home without the dub, and I think that'd be, in my sense, an upset for this series today in particular.
I mean, what we have to work on are previous events, and these two teams did meet in Week 8 of ECAC. It was a sweep in favor of BPC. But what's true about both of these teams is they've made the journey to the grand finals, both just as deserving to get this win. And at this point in time, Concord University definitely favored as they have the goal lead and the series lead, and just 2 minutes are between them and victory.
ET Pancake on one another. ET, a huge flick here, almost gets the second touch, but Manny finds the save on the goal line to deny the likes of Concord an extended lead. Now Helix looking to get that touch. In fact, puts it on target, gets a demo as well. This one by Antics missed. Shot for Helix off target, but the follow-up for ET is good. A triple effort upfield for Concord, and they now have a buffer with 1:38 left.
Hey, we said 2 minutes left and hold the lead. Why not extend it? So few are the occasions in this series where a lead is cushioned by an extra goal, but Concord University, they're not looking behind themselves. They are forward thinking. They are aggressive in their own right, and they've earned that spot to be there. A minute 30, 2-goal lead. Concord, they're in the driver's seat.
Helix, a good beat here, just buying some time upfield, since now time the most major factor for Concord in this one. Another great challenge for ET to keep it upfield. There's another 12 seconds gone. This one though, set up. Manny trying to find the touch, but ET beats him out. Pancake now collecting boost. A huge clear upfield and a follow-up to boot to put it back on Burton Parker half. Antics, the flick, running out of boost, only finds the 50, and Helix now another big clear. That's what they're doing, playing a huge game of keep away, a monkey in the middle, whatever you want to call it. But just as I started talking to now, time has certainly began to run out even more for Burton Parker.
Time certainly of the essence here. Antics clear out, broken up well by Helix, and they're searching for that no man's land. They're searching, where can we shave more seconds off the clock? How about your opponent's goal? I think that won't just take more time off the clock. It should seal the deal. A third for Concord University, and they're just about there, Chixie. You can't always call it, but we're so close.
Wow, oh wow, I am so impressed with what Concord was able to do to really shut down in this game number 6. We've been talking about these 1-goal games throughout the entirety of today in particular, but instead the defense has been stalwart for Concord. Burton Parker, they haven't allowed many shooting opportunities. Why don't you get one more for Pancake? That's a hat trick in this game. A read off the side wall, the bump to boot on Antics. Wow. That's the only word I have for this. Wow.
If you can quick chat, you just gotta send it in now. But wow is right, because we have a big W winner in Concord University. Congratulations, Helix, ET, and Pancake. Know their name because, Chixa, they all deserve this win. You know, we wanted to call out Helix making that OT winner in game number 5, but Helix didn't score a single goal in this 4-0 win in game 6. It took a combined effort from everybody. Pancake especially, who just in their moments when they needed to pop off certainly did so. And Concord, I mean, a book-ending performance as they scored the first goal and they won the last game.
Yeah, they really played their hearts out on the field. They made adjustments throughout the series. They started off with kind of that demo strategy, that aggressive strategy, but that nature didn't necessarily work. They still used bits and pieces of it, but they adapted themselves. They found different angles to score. They made the defense uncomfortable, most importantly, in Burton Parker. They just didn't seem to know what to do at the end of the game. Burton Parker wasn't rotating right. They weren't communicating correctly. They seemed bunched up. They seemed very uncoordinated. And eventually Concord just was able to keep them on their toes like that and win out in such strong fashion in game number 6.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the adaptations, right? And I feel like I saw the adaptations as well try to come out from Bruton Parker when their strategy wasn't working. They were setting members of their team on the opponent's half to get those redirects, those beautiful redirects that we saw in for quick counterattack goals. And that worked, but it only works if your defense can also stay intact. And objectively, it didn't. So when we saw that Game 5 win and other subsequent wins from Concord University, that's when the shifting playstyles had to happen for BPC. And they didn't shift quickly or effectively enough. In Concord University, they played to their true styles. They played to their true abilities. And in the end, it ended up working out great for them. How about that, Chicksa? The grand finals win for a team off a revenge tour.
Well, we are going to go to a quick break because we have an interview with ET right afterwards. So we'll get to hear from the winners and we'll see what he has to say about that series right after this.
just joining us, you missed the finals of the Elite Division for ECAC. We just caught Concord University taking over Bruton Parker College in 6 games of this best of 7. And to top it all off, we've got ET from Concord University. ET, welcome to the interview. We've got you on cams. First of all, congratulations on the win. I mean, tell us how it feels.
I mean, it feels great. We've been working really hard for this, and for this to like actually happen and come to fruition, it's so great.
So tell me about that hard work. Did you have a strategy coming on in? We saw a bunch of demos and bumps to start off the game. What was your mindset? How'd you prepare for this match?
So we scrimmed this team a lot. We played them in the regular season. We know that they're typically a very bump-heavy team, so we knew to counter that, we could do what they were doing. So I was like, all right, guys, I'm just going to go for demos. Y'all do y'all's thing. Like, we're going to make it happen somehow. And it just worked out. But it's really been a grind for us since all of us, like Helix, he's a freshman this year. Pancake, he's a senior this year, so he'll be graduating. But yeah, we've really put our heads down, really grinded, put the hours in, and it finally came to success. So we're happy for it.
You gotta be happy. You gotta be pleased when the effort is put in and the rewards are reaped. I want to get a little more into the match itself, ET. You mentioned that you've scrimmed this team already a bunch of times. You knew to come out with that firefighting action with the demos. I've noticed mid-series as well, though, that Bruton Parker, they love to spend time in your zone and set up those quick counterattacks where, bam, it's a clear, it's a redirect, and it's in. How were you guys able to kind of shift that narrative and block plays like those from continuing to occur?
So I think our biggest thing when it came to that was we always tried to keep our third man stagnant, like to where he was playing off of our extensions. It really seemed to help for one of those cut passes happen, so our extension could get back, our third could kind of relax, control the play, and it really ended up working out really well overall, and I mean, gave us the win.
Well, of course, with the dub comes the people that you surrounded yourself with. Please let me know, who do you want to shout out other than maybe your teammates? Anything, the mic's yours.
I want to shout out my mom and my dad. They've really pushed me through a lot of this. They've helped me. They've helped motivate me to keep going. But I really appreciate them and everybody in the whole Concord esports facility. They've all been really supportive of everything going on with our program with Rocket League. So I'm really grateful for those people, and I'm thankful for my director, Austin Clay. But yeah.
Amazing. A lot of people to thank, and hey, we thank you for giving a stellar performance tonight. ET, I'm excited for the future of Concord University and the esports team. Thanks so much, and congratulations.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. Folks, that was ET from Concord University again, taking the win in the Elite Division of ECAC against Bruton Parker College. Chicksa, what an incredible finals we had. I'm so glad that you were joined with me here. Any highlight moments, takeaways, thoughts here as we wrapped up ECAC Rocket League's Elite Division?
Well, I mean, of course, it's only just the end of fall. There's always the spring season, so we may have wrapped up Rocket League for now, but don't forget to watch out for next season for teams like this on the up and coming. We've mentioned time and time again how Bruton Parker College has been able to be with the best of the best, but look how easily the best of the best have fallen. So keep on staying tuned in the Rocket League scene. I'm sure fall will certainly shake things up, both in the collegiate and the professional world. And of course, thank you to everybody like you being my wonderful casting partner and the entire back end for running production.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Layden on the back end. And we had such an incredible event here, but the events continue, folks. We've got more esports action coming up. The ECAC Overwatch 2 finals is upcoming. We've got Fisher College versus the University of Delaware. Our friends Septilence and Twin Salty are going to be taking you through that. We'll catch you there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports U. I am Sepulence, joined by Twin Salty. The names aren't changed yet, but they will be in just a moment. We are jumping in to the ECAC Overwatch 2 Grand Finals. Fisher College, the team Fisher Men, going up against the University of Delaware. Twin Salty, going into this one, these are two top dog teams if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, two of the best performing teams here in the fall season. Delaware JV, no slackers either, but they sadly do not make the final.
Yeah.
And yes, you know, Delaware, they go undefeated in the regular season. They make it to this point. Fisher, they have a few forfeit losses that they had to throw into the mix. So that's why their record maybe not as high as they would have wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But we know the Fishermen caliber. We know the Fisher standard in its entirety. We know how good they can be. So Fisher enter this, as I would say, the slight favorites going in, especially we even saw it back in the CECC East qualifiers with the hybrid Fishermen and Fisher Wisp roster. They took down Delaware. But obviously, no, this is the full Fishermen roster, which obviously brings a little bit of a different flavor.
And I like what you say there as well about kind of Fisher. You know, they may have a couple of forfeit losses, but this is the type of team, like, if they show up, they're going to win. Like, the only time they're losing is if they don't show up. So I think Fisher College, they're coming in. They take grand finals incredibly seriously, as they always do. And we will be going into a pretty traditional map type, starting with, I believe it is Control, Hybrid, Escort, Push, into Flashpoint, into Control, into Hybrid. I feel like 90% sure I'm correct on that statement. So this is a best of 7 after all. And as we start with a Control map, this will be Lijiang Tower, a personal favorite of mine in the game, and one that I think can pretty quickly indicate at the very least if we're going to be seeing a shutout.
Yes, this will be a very telltale sign because, A, Delaware has been looking better on this game mode throughout the year.
1000%.
You and I have seen them here and as well as on a different league. And they've been getting better in this mode throughout the year. But this is also the map that everybody scrims. Look, everybody scrims.
The King's Row of Control maps.
It honestly is getting to the point where it might have passed King's Row because less and less people are playing King's Row. Everybody is still playing Lijiang Tower. So no, Delaware, the ramp is coming out.
Yeah, Ram versus Junker Queen.
Expected?
Part of me feels like maybe they're looking for something kind of to counter a Junker Queen out the gate, or at least to put pressure on so she can't just run for free in the back line. A lot of the Fisher rosters rely very heavily on their tank to find success, and I think that is what they're going to try to do, is isolate this tank as quickly as humanly possible. Immortality Field from Syrup has already gone down, and the Lucio punched into oblivion by Ideal Warrior. Boop out off of the ledge. Junker Queen will be going down in just a moment's notice. Skier not able to stay standing. Junao disappears, and Delaware already in a 3v2 advantage state, but Snowell in the back line here, able to find 2 eliminations, looking for a third, possibly even into a 4th, misses the blink, has to panic recall, but stays in the mix. Syrup is gone, Fisher is down, but just for a moment, fighting back quickly and strong, still may be able to clutch this one out.
Oh. Yeah, they keep bouncing back and forth, and these DPSs don't die, and as I say that, Hyper finds one, and this is just so scrappy, but I think Hyper's realized this is a lost endeavor. Fishermen eventually capitalize, and Snowell, as you said, a few big picks there, they almost go off the map, but they're able to recover. And they already have the Pulse Bomb ready to go in the very beginning of this fight, and the sim gamble for Delaware does not pay off.
The sim gamble not worthwhile, but they're sticking to it. They're going to go for the double down here. Pulse Bomb is colossal. Immortality Field, a necessity, but it's just not there. Snowell finds a triple kill. Pulse Bomb out of the gate, giving Fisher a free, let's say 20% on the board before Delaware can truly answer back in fruition. Ideal Warrior, the sole survivor, makes it back. And Twin Salty, last time we got to see these teams go head-to-head in CECC East, one of the words we continued to use was scrappy, which is just what you referred to this as a moment ago. These teams, they get up close and personal. They go for crazy loud plays, and Snowell, unless this player has changed their name, this is my first time getting to see them play, and my goodness, I can see why Fisher would go after a player like this, a dominant player on this Tracer.
They're ridiculous, and
you can
that
stand
play there. What? Game, we'd like to report a bug, but they're gonna try and catch up. Syrup, EMP, throw it into the mix. As you said, it's gonna get messy, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, like I said, this was going to be the best indicator of how close this matchup really could end up being. Would it be a stomp, or would it be an up-close and personal scrappy fight? Delaware, they looked pretty darn good early on, and with a secret almost stealth cap. Wait, a perfect play from Hyper. Does not get rewarded with a point. Instead, it is a 10-second stagger against them. Delaware finds themselves 2 ultimates, nearly 4 to work with, and the Fishermen just having a good old time living the dream here on Lijiang Night Market, which is technically now Tay Market.
I feel like Juno needs to swap to even like a Torb or something to try and deal with these flankers, but they will stick in it. Now, for the shield on point and for the TP, and well, they used 2 ults and 3 ults actually, and they get the point for now.
It's a pretty Herculean ask, all things considered. I mean, they used their ultimates, they survived the fight, but now they have to win 80% with no contest. They can't lose a single point from here on out, and it looks like this one's already lost.
Yep, they actually lose that initial fight. I think there was a 3-2 advantage for Fisher, and they're just like, all right, we'll come right back. No problem at all. And like you said, yeah, nobody will touch here for Delaware. It's 120 on the first round, and the sim, yeah, just does not pay off Fisher countering perfectly.
Yeah, and I think Snowell does a really good job moving forward into the back line there. Ironic that I'd say forward into the back line, but constantly living in the back of Delaware's roster, taking Syrup out of the equation. I think 3 fights in a row on the Baptiste, forcing the swap, forcing a near mirror here, and Carter, player classic on this Mei. Something we know them best for is this Mei, but it is difficult to utilize Mei against fast-moving characters that can all survive on their lonesome, like a Kiriko, like a Tracer, like a Doomfist. You can't prioritize all of those targets at the same time, and I think Luca on the tank should not be underrated, really being dominant against Ideal in that matchup before swapping to the Doomfist.
Yeah, I think it's something that you can't forget about. And Luca, especially on this Doomfist inside here on Control Center, this could get very ugly very fast. Juna will just go over to the Soj, which we've seen more of them as of late. You know, they're not a hit scan traditionally, but yeah, well, yeah, they got found out pretty quick.
Soj, one of the strongest characters to ever enter the game in their traditional release form, but has definitely fallen to the wayside quite a bit. The way Delaware has been forced to the wayside by their opponents. Ideal was on the Doom, kind of changed up a little bit what they wanted to play, and the Fishermen keeping that Doomfist available on their side. Look what I said, a moment ago. Snowell loves to get forward into the back. That is a double environmental kill from Luca here. Delaware really punching their head against the whiteboard here. Back to the drawing board.
They are flying high so far here, the Falcons, and this is getting ugly pretty fast. I won't lie to you, Matt. This could get out of hand very quickly for Delaware if they can't break through this. I don't mind it, Carter. Go the Widow. Try and fend them away, and at least get you out of spawn. And as I'm saying, that Syrup, your backline is full.
Carter does find Unread, gets the Lucio down. Love takes out Ideal Warrior, though, so that sacrifice no longer worthwhile. If they could get Luca out of the way, that could be really beneficial, but unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Luca doing one of my favorite things to do on this map. But he bips it, doesn't get to stick up on the high ground. And you'd think that would cost him his life, but somehow he is able to emerge victorious once more. 40% and counting for the Fishermen here on point 2 of Lijiang Tower.
Carter does find Snell in the back, so that pulse bomb, who was more than likely going their direction, is no longer a factor. They can finally move into this choke with Luca just kind of stuck in the back, but they have ult to get out, and there it is.
The ult is out, the damage is up, and Luca, that may be an environmental, at least forces Immortality field. Junao has already come and gone from the equation, and it is going to be hurting against the board here. Love finds Junao, pulse bomb out from Snowell, 70% on the board. Baptiste refuses to die, but Hyper on the Brigida now, a swap that I'm actually really excited to see. Drops a double kill off rip, giving Delaware not even a numbers advantage, but just a draw for the first time in this series so far.
Yes, and Delaware, I don't think they even get close to this, at least for a bit. Lamp has already been used. Yes, they have Infrasight going, Window just to get them through choke, but you got a lot of ways to go still. Annihilation will be used to get them to point, but poor Carter fighting for their life here in the back line.
4 seconds left on the clock here. Rally is available. Hyper might need to just dive in from the lineup here. Just get onto the point to create the space, but Ideal is gone. Carter has fallen, and just like that, there's not many feet left to stand on. Hyper doing everything they can, my goodness, being the only one on the kill feed for the side of Delaware, at least on the left side there of it. But the Fishermen will emerge victorious 2-0 over Delaware. And something of note that I do want to reference is when we saw Delaware play Fisher, it was actually not the Fishermen team. It was a different Fisher roster with the likes of Neb on it, and I'm blanking on the other players' names, but I just know Neb the best. But all things considered, Delaware, this isn't the game of familiarity that they know. This is a different team to play against, and that may have something to do with the nature of dominance we're seeing in this moment.
Yeah, it might be, especially with this Doomfist comp. If you don't have a way to try and figure it out early on, you are going to be hurting. Like, It is not an easy comp to counter out. You saw it even early on, like when they take out Snell. All right, you think they have 5v4 advantage, they're going to start moving up, but they're so worried about Luca in the backline, and rightfully so, that they can't take the advantage. They end up losing the fight because Luca gets the value that he needs, and everything falls apart there for the Blue Hens. And so far, Fisher are, again, doing Fisher things, and Delaware didn't look great on that first map. But hey, it is now their map pick. So what are they cooking here? Like, what are we thinking? Is obviously going to be hybrid. Maybe we go to Kings Row like we think. I have a feeling we're maybe going more towards something like an Ike. Or maybe like a Blizzard World.
Okay.
But I think Blizzard World maybe to Doomfist nice. Or it's going to be Kings Row. Okay. Yeah. I don't think that's horrible. Stick to your, your standards.
Yeah, stick to what you know best, right? And okay, first of all, big shout out to the players for being ready that quickly. My goodness, way to get things done here, guys. I think they know that this is a best of 7 series, and they want to make sure that they're not spending all day long in what could be a very long series across the board. But overall here, I don't know. I'm looking for a lot of things to Salty. I am looking to see Delaware maybe just play a little bit lower and slower, maybe just move in a little more nature of comfortability, so to speak, instead of this constant kind of hyper aggression of dominate, dominate, dominate. Instead of just going for a low and slow play style, playing characters they're more comfortable on rather than characters they feel like they have to play, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and this is what we normally see from them more. Having Ideal Warrior on the Sigma, it seems to be one of their most comfortable heroes as of late. And put Carter on the Mei. Carter can do incredible things on the Mei. We 100%. Saw the walls did at least something over on Night Market. It put Luca in some uncomfortable positions. It was just that Skier with some of those bells was insane. Like, they were able to get them out of those sticky spots. So now Luca with the Hog, who sneakily was a winner in the latest balance patch with their rework.
Yeah.
They will be one of the first actions we've actually seen from a Hog, I believe, in ECAC in a little bit.
Yeah, this will be the first Roadhog I've seen in a little while, and it starts with an incredible hook into a Bionade onto Ideal Warrior, to now already deleted by Snowl. So we're getting the hint here that Snowl may be a bit of a hit scan player. Another incredible hook onto Ideal makes it nearly impossible for them to make it back to the team in one piece. Grapple up, no players down, and Delaware already 30 seconds off the clock. Virus from Love. It's just these off angles, it's these uncomfortable spots that Fishermen love to play in that Delaware they're just not ready for because they don't know where to look. This team is everywhere.
No, like, why would you look where Love is sitting right now? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you'll see a Widow up there, but there's not usually a lot you're going to see. But hey, they caught it this time. Ideal Warrior comes up and... Oh, okay.
I have no words.
I don't know if I do either. That was just crazy fast, and I don't even know if Ideal Warrior knew what hit him. They went from 500 to 0 fast.
No comment, Your Honor. Hyper just gets obliterated by Snowl here, who's having a field day. Delaware, I think there's a bit of panic here. This team, they're making simple mistakes that I've seen Delaware not make before. I like the Genji swap, but I'd like to see an Ana with it. I think running Kiri Lucio is a pretty low healing output. Ju now does get removed by Snowl there as the sites personally remove that Sombra from the equation. A lot of versatility and a lot of possibility at play here, but overall, I feel like things are not looking A-okay for Delaware, who have already lost half their time bank and counting. Haven't even seen the first point.
I know they're the Blue Hens, but things are looking quite blue right now.
Yeah.
For Delaware. It's just they can't get out of spawn. Again, this Fisherman roster is, well, I think 5th in the Ochre rankings right now.
Yes.
So again, there is a certain level of pedigree this team is going to follow, but man, this is borderline cruelty, Your Honor. As Love is, yeah. Just sitting up here, waiting for EMP. I have a feeling they might Kitsune into it. Delaware, they do at least have some things now starting to come their way. Blade soon, and both support ults, but there goes the Blade potential, and there goes Sarah.
Triple kill already in favor of the Fishermen, and I hate to say it, I hate to be the negative Nancy here, but I feel like I'm running out of things to say about what we're seeing in a circumstance like this. Delaware is a very talented team, one that I am incredibly fond of. They know that, but in a circumstance like this, I really am going to call back to these somewhat obvious mistakes it feels like we're making. You know, this Widowmaker being in your face like this is something that should never be happening, but right now Delaware, they're moving out one by one, they're trying to be heroes, they're not coordinating their ultimates, and it's costing them pivotal players every single time. Kitsune out from Skier here, Nano Boost to boot, a whole hog in the pocket because the Fishermen are feeling pretty darn good about their chances. Hyper gone from the Mortal Coil, Ideal Warrior bites those bullet shells as well, and Delaware down to less than 60 seconds now on the clock.
Nano, Whole Hog, and Kitsune, that shouldn't be legal. That shouldn't be allowed. That is nasty from Fisherman. And now again, Delaware, they have the blade. They have the ult2. This is where they can break it open if possible. Snow gets low, has to use grapple early.
Oh, Unred is gone. This is big. Syrup gets the opener. Skier goes down as well. Carter has been eliminated and obliterated from the equation, and the Overwatch factor may be kicking in its finest moment here, Twin Salty. Syrup gets the trade onto Snowell, who just took Juno out of the equation. Luca, the last player left standing, and Delaware, my goodness, with the final breaths of life, have burst back onto the scene, and this team feeling pretty darn good about their chances here today to get this car moving at least a little bit further. The pig pen up. Luca uses it to run away, but this team, they are angry for this elimination, and they are going to hunt Luca to the ends of the earth to find it. 2.5 minutes. How far can they get these floating wheels to move?
That is the question, and I think they may actually be able to make some progress now going into Street's face. Slightly more verticality. Infosight will be used very early just to scout out where Delaware is planning on going, and it will call out Juno, who is getting ready for this pulse bomb. But for now, they know that. They're just going to chill by the point and not give any of their future plans away.
Oh!
Even though, well, yep.
Dude, check his PC. No, I'm just kidding. Snowell is a very talented player and continues to show us the dominance that he can bring to the table when presented with a team matchup like this, with a talented team like this. I think the Fishermen are one of the greatest examples of collegiate teams, making it worthwhile to put money and time into these teams because of players like Snowell getting an education while teaching or schooling his opponents on the battlefield like this. Delaware, they move the cart quite a ways. 90 seconds remaining. The win condition is viable, but by golly, with the way Fishermen are playing, it is not going to be easy.
It is not. Hey, Love even going for a little bit of a dance break here. And can you blame them? They've been playing well. That's for certain. I can't believe they hit that shot. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, gotcha!
Well, respectable. I respect that. Honestly, if you're going to emote, yeah, you
gotta respect it. You gotta
respect it.
If you're gonna drop the emo, you know somebody's hunting you down, and just like that, they are able to find that first opening elimination. But unfortunately, there will not be many more on the red side here. Fishermen find 2 eliminations. I'm really not sure how Syrup made it as far out as they did, but here comes Carter in the back line. Second elimination. This is a big moment here with Snowell going down. I think Delaware can watch their heads a little safer. They don't have to worry about them being taken off as easily. EMP out, Juno down. Bionade is going to be a triple from Unred. Sleep Dart keeps the things alive. Ideal Warrior in the back line has to pop a Primal, but it feels like more of a move of desperation than coordination, and can't even get the final elimination onto the Ana. Maybe going into the Great Void Beyond. There goes Snowell. That one is personal.
Yeah, that was, they're in Fisher's
winnable,
which when you're struggling to push the cart, I don't think that's typically how this goes. But hey, it is a winnable situation. Carter didn't have Translocator. He didn't have Translocator.
Carter getting a little too confident back there. That is a detrimental elimination to be losing in a moment like this, but the team has to continue barreling down and move this cart as far as they can. They've officially entered overtime. It is now going to be now or never. Unred has fallen. Hyper gives Delaware the advantage they need, but Juno's critical condition just barely kept alive by the Kitsune Rush. 83 seconds on the clock. A great snipe out from Snowell. Luca on the wrecking ball here, playing some very off-meta picks, but it looks like it may not be working quite yet. Delaware closer and closer to capping this second point and keeping the dream of Kings Row alive.
Yeah, and they will be trying to hunt Snowell, but Snowell's hunting them. They do get the trade. Nano does go in, though, onto Luca.
Nano in onto Luca. A pretty big moment here. A 4-man EMP on the entirety of the living members of the University of Delaware. Nothing comes out quite yet, though, except for Syrup's elimination. Ideal Warrior seconds away, desperate to stay alive, but Hyper, the only healer there. Not a beat in sight. A counter EMP does find 2. Luca may go down, but the Bionade is going to be able to keep them alive. Primal Rage up. Kitsune available. Fishermen have the speed and fire rate advantage, but Ideal Warrior just has the HP. That's one angry monkey. Hyper goes up for the beat drop, and he will get Ajax out of the way. Love is going to get elimination onto Juno. Carter goes down to the minefield, and in a pivotal moment, the pile driver from Luca seals the deal, sends Hyper to the Shadow Realm, and sets the win condition for the Fishermen here on map 2.
Oh, if I was Hyper, I'd be smashing something.
There's a hole in my monitor if that's me. There's a hole in my monitor if that's me.
There's a hole in my monitor, in my wall.
In my heart.
Yeah. That is so frustrating if you're Hyper. What a good play there from Luca. Just to boop him up just that extra little second and the focus fire from everybody to make sure that that sound barrier does not land. I will say Delaware, they made something out of that push. For the first 3 minutes of this game, we didn't think that was a possibility.
3 minutes and 40 seconds,
So,
bro. It was most of it.
But they brought it back. They got some meters on the board, so at least forces Fishermen to get some attack rounds going their way. But the question is for Delaware, how do you stop it? How do you put pressure on the Snarl while also dealing with Luca, while also trying to fend for your life with Love? It's a lot of questions with very few answers for the moment.
Yeah, it feels like Delaware. I'm not going to use the word lucky because that feels quite insulting to the, I think, caliber of play that Delaware can bring to the table. But I do think there was a little bit of convenience of finding that elimination. Syrup hits a lucky kunai into the back line there. It made it very possible for the side of Delaware to get those numbers rolling. The problem is Fishermen here with Luca on the hog, very familiar on it, hits one hook, and they've got a 5-4 advantage. So Delaware needs to play very comfortably, very together, very coordinated. They need to stay with their tank, and they need to keep the Suzu for the hook. It's going to be a hook straight into 10,000 damage.
Yeah, make sure you hold on to that Suzu and just make sure, hey, you can help out when you can, as Luca's already hunted. Well, Carter's already dead, so that's not the start they needed.
Oh, not at all. That's a tough one for sure. Junao falling not far behind. Syrup is going to be eliminated and obliterated from the equation, and it's definitely going to be something that hurts the chances of Delaware's defense. 3.5 minutes now on the clock. May get an elimination onto Ideal. Resetting the tank that late into the matchup is all but detrimental against Delaware. This is a free cap for the Fishermen. Not even a minute off the clock yet.
Yeah, no, they have plenty of time, and the staggers will fall through as well as Hyper loses the Lucio battle. Granted, on red, had a little bit of help. Just, you know, from their friend over in Luca, and they are still just marching their way forward, using that new primary fire for Hog. And it's, yeah, this might turn into quite a snowball here, but actually, they're already about to live.
Oh, whole hog available. Unread goes down to Hyper, so the opening play is still viable if this team plays it correctly. Waiting for an opportunity to strike. Love brings it out into Carter now. And Delaware, they just don't have the numbers they need. Ideal Warrior, moments from death, doesn't want to pop the Primal. Pulse Bomb finds no value, but Snowl and Love have gone down, and with those DPS missing, could this be Delaware's opportunity to really strike back underneath Arch? 5 minutes is a hell of a time to stall. And fingers crossed the Fishermen can make this work if they want to move into map 3 up 2-0. But Delaware, they're starting to break on the defense. I'm
I get Hyper
comment.
likes to mess around sometimes, but
no comment.
That's a Hyper play right there.
This is not the time to mess around, I can tell you that much.
That is not, and they don't even get the kill. They force the beat from the Fishermen, and now it's just turned into an all-out brawl.
Yeah, that beat is one that I'm going to be pretty not stoked about for a good while here. Moving into the future, looking toward Hyper, utilizing that to take down one Roadhog, and then failing to get the elimination. It's just not the circumstance you want to be in a moment like that, but as things continue to go, the Fishermen, I think, could have this map all but in the bag off of a moment like that.
Yeah, they have the positioning out to march forward, and, you know, when you hit shots like that, Ideal Warrior is almost dead already, but they actually get Snowl. And they won't be able to use Infrasight. I guess they can use it from spawn if they really choose. EMP goes through, and Carter almost dies in the process.
Almost going down in the process is not what you want to be doing in a moment like this, but you never know how things could walk away at the end of the day. 5 meters remaining here for the Fishermen. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Luca, maybe going for a backline hook. Not able to find it. Pulls a lot of focus, though. They're going to fall for the bait if they follow him in. Chooses not to engage. Has the whole hog available.
They're just gonna, yeah, they're gonna try and whole hog them off point, which doesn't, yeah, it does not work. They get hacked, pulse bombed, it don't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's like a poor man Sig 9 in a way. You know, it definitely feels like the possibility of play is fiending in favor of the Fishermen, who are able to win that one. And look at the speedrun potential they're bringing to the table. Next map, Fisher are. They said, we're not getting up. We're not walking away. Let's just run down this next map, which may be Watchpoint Gibraltar, it seems.
Jim,
University of Delaware
okay.
is available. So first of all, these teams have my heart with the way they are continuing to speed run through this. I like what we're seeing a lot. So Watchpoint Gibraltar is going to be pretty darn dominant in favor of Fisher. But I think Ideal Warrior on the Winston is finally going to find a place of comfort. And I think that could work really well there on Watchpoint Gibraltar as well. So it's possible, but the Fishermen, they're really looking to just speed run this and wrap things up ASAP.
Yeah, that was even Delaware were like, I don't know who it was on there, but like, I feel bad for Pride watching this massacre. I'm like, it's not a massacre. It is definitely a losing battle right now for the Blue Hens. That
just a tough start.
It's that's the way to put it. And you know, you and I, we adore Delaware, but we've casted Delaware for years. And it is hard to see, but it's Fisher just doing Fisher things. Again, it feels awkward because we don't usually say that about a lot of teams, right?
Yes.
You know, this school doing their thing, but this is just Fisher doing their thing, right? Like they have the reputation for some of the top teams in the country, and you know, it makes sense that even their number 2 team, which is number 5 in Okra, I think their top team is top 3 in Okra.
Fisher's the only school to have 4 teams in the Okra ratings to begin with.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a team that very much is at the top for a reason. They're a very talented team. They're a school that has put the time and the effort into their esports programs. They've recruited players across the entire country from other countries. They've put in the time, they've put in the efforts, and they're up there with the greats of them. Schools like Maryville and Fisher and even Delaware are great examples of what putting this energy into a team can do, what putting these efforts in can mean for these teams, and how worthwhile it can really be in a matchup like this, because Fisher, they just get to do their thing.
Yeah, and Luca will have to be late to spawn, so he won't be here for the beginning of this fight. Ideal's on Rhine. We've seen him on Rhine before. We know he's comfortable on it.
He's good on it, but this just ain't
not the map I thought, or at least the phase of the map that I thought we'd be seeing this.
Yeah, like maybe 3rd phase you can bust out of Rhine, and that's still a big maybe. Like, realistically, we're not seeing Rhine super duper often, but I don't know, it seems like it's working for now. I think boxing out the Widow is a pretty intelligent play. Syrup gets caught in the back line, nobody's there to catch him, and now Snowell flanks in from the wings, not able to find that opening play, and it looks like Junau will be put away from Delaware. 3 members left standing, the Fishermen feeling A-okay. The cart moves, but not far enough to be concerned about quite yet, and already almost a minute off the clock. Hyper just sending himself.
Do it.
Do it! He said, do it! That is very funny. Mad respect to Hyper for that one, but unfortunately, Delaware, I think they just have found themselves between a rock and a hard place. This is a spot that many, many teams have been in before. These are the Fishermen, and they're ready to fish these waters dry.
Yeah, between a rock and a small college in the Boston area. That's where they're kind of stuck in right now. For Delaware, you thought that's maybe not usually what they're going to be stuck in, but they're not too far away. Actually, an even fight so far, but Delaware do lose Syrup in the process.
Syrup goes down, hyper critical condition, and Ideal Warrior onto the D.Va here. The only point of detriment for me is that the D.Va cannot Defense Matrix a Roadhog hook, which means you're going to get hooked, you're going to get virus, and then you're going to get fully deleted from the Mortal Coil. If we're lucky, you'll get shield bashed, or you'll get whip shot into a corner. I think D.Va is really tough to play into this circumstance. Maybe going for a Sigma, I think, would be really beneficial. I think Delaware just playing or isolating players on the side of the Fishermen could help a lot, and Sigma's shield could help remove Snowell from the fight. So there's a couple of things that could be done, but getting them done, of course, is a much harder task.
Yeah, and they at least put some pressure. They're putting everything into Snowell, and they just don't die. There you go. Syrup,
finally,
with the melee, is able to finish him off. Oh,
Junau, more like June ouch. Blew themselves up with a pulse bomb. Luca finds one. Love to another. Skier's Immortality Field. Just kidding. Amplification Matrix goes up, and it is going to be a loud one for the side of the Fishermen.
Oh my
Hyper
God.
sent back to spawn, and we are down to 100 seconds on the clock.
That was filthy from Love, admittedly.
Yeah.
As Carter's in the ship, taking a little trip in his favorite rocket ship, but sadly not going through the sky very fast. They've crash landed on Watchpoint right now. Delaware, and they got self-destruct. They got some else to work with, but you tell Love is like almost waiting for Carter to hack somebody in the back just to counter hack.
Yes. Just waiting for that opportunity to strike, looking for that opening play. Ideal Warrior drops a bomb, and hello! It's a 3-piece from Ideal Warrior? My goodness, had the battle plan in mind. Definitely just stood still to clip that. And now Delaware find themselves capping point number 1. Oh, nice hook. I see what happened. Okay, well, Delaware, they cap first point. They're feeling good. They've got 3 minutes. And Luca, uh-oh. I'm not sure if Take a Breather can keep you alive long enough. Wow, barely able to walk away.
Take a breather, right?
The supports just keep you alive. The damage reduction is available, and it is... Oh my goodness, Luca finally going down, but it's a 1-1 trade. 2-1 trade. Delaware back on top. Pulse Bomb looking good from Junow this time.
Yeah, able to land it that time on Unread and doesn't accidentally take themselves out in the process. And, well, Snell, I guess, wanted to follow suit. So, hey, it's even a score now for Tracers accidentally blowing themselves up. Delaware actually have a decent spot now to move this card forward. They don't have to worry about the Roadhog, even though they are on Zarya now, which makes Ideal Warrior's life a living hell for the next minute or so.
Yeah, most definitely. Being on the Zarya makes it really hard to play D.Va. A 4-man EMP gonna make it even harder. Junow and Carter are both going down. Delaware in a 3v5. Ideal Warrior back to spawn. It's a team wipe in favor of the Fishermen, and I think those numbers are gonna continue tilting in their favor because this team, they are just not slowing down. They're not pulling a punch. The only fight they've lost is one that Luca decided to, and now Delaware, I think they're back to the drawing board. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, Luca was in spawn. They will be able to block that with bubble and that's syrup in the process. If they can get Luca here, that's big actually, to reset the charge, but I don't know if they will. Ideal Warrior is like, I'll pull out the hog myself. Why not?
You gotta do what you gotta do in a moment like this. The team's feeling okay, deciding, yeah, why not? Let's just go for the send here. Delaware, it's going to be a grab in the spawn. Ideal Warrior barely alive. The beat drop from Hyper. Another, we'll say, interesting one, because respawning wouldn't have been the end of the world there. Every ultimate under the sun coming out from the Fishermen. Unread, taking Ideal Warrior back to the spawn room by force. Carter can't make it out either. Whip shot missed. Return to spawn. Fishermen just having a picnic here on first point Gibraltar.
And nobody can even get close to the point. Is anybody watching point for Fisher
I don't
right
think so.
now? I don't know. I don't think anybody is. That is quite confident right there. But the cart has backed up so much. It used to be around that corner. And now it's chilling at the beginning of this phase of the map. That's how long Fisher has been holding Delaware at bay. And now they have the multi-core, the Blue Hens. They got a pulse bomb to work with as well, if they can land it at somebody from the backline.
Love takes Hyper down. 42 seconds left on the clock. Only a couple of ultimates to work with from the University of Delaware, and there's not much more to be said unless this team can find a victory. Hyper on the Mercy. I feel like maybe that's just a pick of desperation. Maybe a battle Mercy coming out here, but the damage boost, for Molten Core perhaps, is a pretty intelligent play. Junow takes Unread out of the way, and with 20 seconds left on the clock, Delaware needs to put the pedal to the metal to return to the cards. This is very, very capable of ending in favor of the Fishermen, especially now that Junow has bit the bullet. Delaware, they're trying to get weird and unconventional with it, but I'm just not sure what they can do. The fight never ends.
Yeah, it's a never-ending fight with staggers, but they do get a touch. It's Ideal Warrior just chilling. They have the ult. What can you do with that, Ideal? Show us. What can you do with this to try and at least keep yourselves in it? Don't push them into the window. That's not.
Have a little fun with it. Oh, Ideal Warrior down. Junow joins them, and all of the sudden, Delaware just not able to find that footing here on map number 3 of the series, which could very likely end in favor of the Fishermen. Skier wrapping it up with a 10-player kill streak. If Fisher goes on to win this one, we will be going to Flashpoint as our Push. And then Flashpoint. Push is map number 4. So that, I don't know, Delaware, they're notoriously quite good on Push. So I'm hopeful when we get there.
Yeah, my worry with Push is that Fisher are a team that loves momentum.
Yep.
And that is the ultimate game of momentum.
Twin
right?
Salty, what makes you say that? The 8 minutes of spawn holding?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just a hint of it. And even like if we do somehow end up going to Flashpoint, it is the same. If you guys have Carter, I was just there last week. I feel it, man.
Carter, a student dedicated to his craft. Let me tell you what.
Got 4.
You guys have exams?
It's like, Hey, shout out everybody getting this stuff on time. I got scrims
Real.
in 10 minutes. Well, unlucky.
Real. That's the only test I'm worried about. Luca, no! Being a student is so important. It is so important to be.
Well, it's either that or
students.
he's so confident about his exams that he's not worried.
Or he's got all the studying done already.
He's got all the
That's a much
studying
more
done. He's got all the
positive look.
prep done. Okay. I respect it.
I didn't come here to play school. I came here to pally over to watch. All right, dog. We hear you. We hear you. Let's play some more Overwatch for sure. Ooh, Orisa swap from Ideal. I actually really like that. Something we haven't been seeing a lot of today is the Orisa, but I think that could be a pick of value, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, I really like that pick until, well, you get punched on, and now you're gonna get fed to the wolves basically on this low ground because nobody else from your team is here. As they actually get on red, but yeah, it's a losing battle there for Ideal. They get that res? What?
Warrior. That's going to be a pretty risky res, but you've got to respect the pressure from it. Feeling okay with the chances they've made in a moment like that. I think I want to be seeing the pressure come out from Snowl, but they get taken down instead. No backline existence from the Tracer, the Orisa. There to body. Luca could go down. This could be big. Luca falls to Carter, but Love gets the trade on to Junao. The cart just now making it underneath that entryway. I'm hoping we're going to get to see a little more come to play here. Junao's Tracer emerges. Ideal hacked in the backline. Snowl finally gets the pick I was requesting. And the Fishermen, another res from Hyper!
He's racking up the
res,
res,
Ideal's
man.
gone. Old Battery the
just
musical.
like
My goodness.
It was... Oh, it was what? He was alive for 3 seconds, maybe?
If
Not
even.
The thing
If
was still in chat for him getting rezzed, and he joined himself back in the kill feed. Just not exactly where you want to be. Is yeah, full cap here for Fisher. 5 minutes to go about 50 meters.
5 minutes to go 50 meters. That is just not... That's just not...
That's not fair.
That's just not fair. That is a long, long time to work with not that much coming out from the side of Delaware right now. They just cannot push in as a full 5. Love has been spot on with these hacks time and time again, and it has been detrimental against the side of Delaware. And there's a great example. Virus out, values down, and Delaware find themselves backs against the wall, and that is a 3rd map in a row for the Fishermen.
Fishermen 1 map away from winning the fall split. And it looks like New Queen Street will be the map. As this is the play. We get
Let's
to
take another look at this. Let's take another look at this.
Let's look at this.
Oh, he totally does!
He definitely did.
He totally does. I'm sorry. That's toxic. I should not laugh. That's toxic. But
No,
I have
he did it to himself.
Exactly.
It's not
exactly.
like someone else did it. He did it to himself.
And I have a clip of me getting a 5K with my Roadhog hook on my own team on accident. So at the very least, he did it on purpose, which is nice and cool because I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it accidentally before. So it is going to be New Queen Street as map number 4, and I cannot believe it has been almost an hour. I feel like we've been any percent speed running this series so far, and I've got to say I prefer when the teams do this. I'm really fond of it when they say we're gonna sit down, we're gonna play, we're gonna go home, because the series can end so much quicker than if they did choose to take the breaks and whatever it may be. But going into New Queen Street, last time we saw Fisher play Delaware on New Queen Street in the ECC East Regional Qualifier. This went to the final minute. I think it was won by Fisher in the last 10 seconds of the map. So Delaware, if they're gonna pull a punch, if they're gonna find a moment to strike, this should, and I say should, be it.
Yes, this should be it in the streets of Canada. And I know it just got announced. Make sure if you're a CCC West or a CCC South, make sure you sign up. Why not?
True.
Sign up. Get involved. I know ASU's teams are going to get involved for CCC West.
Let's go ASU!
Make sure you sign up. Everything. Unofficial plug for CCC here in the ECAC broadcast. I believe winner of ECAC will get a bid at,
I think it's only in the spring. I don't think there's
only,
a bid for
yeah,
the
it's
fall.
spring
I think
winner
it's
gets
only
in.
the
So yeah.
spring. So this is a warm-up.
It's a warm-up, yeah.
It's getting prepped.
Yeah.
All right, no team compositional changes from anybody except the tanks. Mostly Hypers off of the Mercy Brig, everything that they've been playing, and we've got Luca back on the jumper queen, something we have not seen since map number 1. Looking forward to seeing how it performs here in map number 4. With the way things have been going for Fisher, could possibly be our final map. Syrup already down and out. Luca in your back line, Carnage to your face, forces a recall, forces a teleport. The translocator can't get out of the way. Those skates can't carry Lucio fast enough. Do now eliminated. Hyper should be joining them in the Shadow Realm any moment now. An Ideal Warrior, last player standing, sent straight back to spawn.
I say Snowball is so good it's not fair. Like, yes. It just isn't. You see some of these plays, and they're just perfectly tracking where their blinks are going to go. And, yeah, this is insane. What is going on now? Me and my girlies for love. Gonna party till it's early. Hide and seek. I mean, Hyper's down bad. Even though, knowing Hyper, I could see it.
Yeah, no, this is... you've got to respect, honestly, the fact that they're even still playing. I think it would be really easy for a team to get booed, to get upset, but Delaware, they're still cracking jokes, they're still having fun, and they're still putting up a pretty darn good fight. I mean, even in these moments of despair, in these moments of stress, we've all been on the losing side. We know that it's tough, but Delaware feeling good. Ideal just tried to hit a 360 hook on camera. They're feeling themselves for sure, and this team is definitely looking for some opportunities to keep the value running on their side. Snowball gonna put a hole in that plan ASAP.
Yeah, and if you know Delaware, you know they're gonna have fun, right? That is something that is notorious with this team. No matter what the vibes are, they're gonna have a good time. So, hey, they actually get some bot progress here now, but as soon as I say that, Hyper taken out by Love, and I guess Hyper lost hide and seek.
Hyper lost hide and seek. Bummer. Hyper goes down. Snowball drops a pretty valuable 2K off rip here. Creates the necessary space for Delaware to continue being dominant in this moving moment. Ju now might get one of their own, but unfortunately Love finds the pick. Fisher keeps the cart moving, and Delaware's very brief glimpse of dominance is removed. 60 meters now for Fisher and counting. Not even 3 minutes gone.
And I was about to say that was an interrupted 1v1 from Love.
Disrespectful.
That's a little bit disrespectful there. Juno and so that's a pretty good 1v1 going. Here we go, round 2. And Snell's gonna back out. Okay.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the Torb Hammer 1v1. I'm not even gonna lie.
I cannot believe we haven't seen it.
Thought we'd be running into it, but unfortunately not quite yet. Across the board, the dominance plays for the side of Delaware to be sent back to spawn. The Fishermen emerging victorious. Kitsune Rush is out. 3 ultimates to work with. They are already halfway to the end of this map. Not even 4 minutes. We just hit the 3rd minute on the clock, and the Fishermen are loud and proud, feeling mighty strong.
Yeah, they're feeling good about themselves. Delaware's Sunbury, though, could get them back in this with EMP, and they still don't get first blood.
Bullhog out from Ideal Warrior. Could be an environmental, but Luca barely holding on. Stuck in the corner, will go down. Ideal dumps the entire ultimate to take that Junker Queen down, and it will not be enough. A triple, maybe a quadruple kill from Snowball as they begin dominating through the backline once more. This Tracer fully obliterated and eliminated. My goodness. Skier into Ideal Warrior. This should be the end of it all. The Fishermen just cannot be stopped. They are fishing these oceans to extinction.
I respect that the Life Weaver even coming out, and well, Carter probably didn't want to get yanked, but you know, that's the part of life where you can also be a little toxic with them. You know, you can pull your teammates and pull your friends around a little bit.
Snowball out. Doomfist trade the supports, and Delaware with 5 minutes left. They get cart control for just the glimpse of a moment. I think Ideal Warrior. Oh, what a pulse bomb! Wow, yeah. Snowball is scary. I'm like genuinely terrified of this player.
I am glad I'm not high enough ranked in ladder to
no, for real. For real.
Like, this is genuinely scary right now how well they're playing, and just put a little bit of emphasis on top here for the fight.
Like, Cool Scoot's already game observer. He probably just could have gone home. We could just watch Snowball for the whole day. A 25-player kill streak to wrap things up. My goodness, the Fishermen 4-0. And what is, I hate to say, probably the fastest best of 7 series I have ever seen. The Fishermen dominating, feeling good about their performance so far. And if that's a team that does make it to see ECC later this year, I am horrified to see what they're going to do to teams once they get there.
Yeah, this Yeah, this is just insane. And I love it, Luca at the very end. It's like, okay, I can make my scrim. Bye. It's
So
like
Snowball got 10 eliminations in what was technically the final fight. What was technically one fight, Snowball got over 10 elims.
insane.
That is nuts. Genuinely
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, no. If I had to give MVP, it's now. I think
Without a
Luca
doubt.
is a very close second, but it's now. Time and
Yeah.
time again, it was Snow. Like even to the very first fight of Li Jiang, where hey, it looked like Delaware is looking good over on Li Jiang, looking good in the first fight, Night Market, and then Snow and Love were like, no, it's not done yet. This fight's not done. And from there on, it just told the entire tale of tonight's story.
Yeah, first fight felt really, really good, and then I think Delaware, after that first fight, were not able to claw back fast enough. They weren't able to get things caught up in time, and unfortunately, they weren't able to find a victory. We're getting some stats here, maybe, or just... Oh, sorry. Snowl is
my
GM1, I believe, is
Yep.
the rank there. So Grandmaster 1 from Snowl, possibly the highest ranked on the team, but very powerful regardless, with only 11 hours on this account in comp. So now I'm wondering,
and that's
who
this
is that?
season. That's
this season. You're right.
Which
that's
just
this season,
started.
Which started. Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Either way, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna throw it to a short break here, and I believe we have an interview with Unread, who will be joining us in just a couple of minutes to talk about the Fishermen a wee bit more. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ECAC Overwatch 2 Grand Finals once more. We're getting ready to jump into map number... Just kidding. It's over already, which is insane. It was a 4-0 in favor of Fisher College. I'm Cyclist, joined by Twin Salty. We're going to get the chance to chat with Unread for just a little while here to hear about maybe what's up with Fisher. How is Fisher continuing to be so dominant? And my first question in terms of your dominance is we got to see a lot of compositions from you guys. We got to see you run a lot of things that we don't traditionally see. You're dropping 60 elims in the support lineup. I mean, you guys really got to flourish. Are we expecting to see those tanks played more often and more consistently through the history of Fisher? Were you guys just trying new things because you could, or is the team shifting with the meta as well?
We were just trying new things because we could. You know, I told my team before this game that I was gonna try and play every support character in this game, and I didn't get to play all of them, but we just wanted to play whatever was fun. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the banter between you and Delaware, the whole series was definitely fun to follow throughout the series. I do gotta ask, that Diva Bomb that got hooked, how was that in the comms? what happened there?
I was confused when we died, and then I just see like Luca just tell us, like, he just in this like defeated tone goes, I may have hooked the bomb to us. I was trying to be the hero, and I just told him, bro, you were the villain in that whole thing. Like, like. It was really funny, but yeah, that because I was really expected to just like walk in and rally, and I was gonna be fine, everything's gonna be good. The bomb threw was behind us, and then we just fell.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate that you were fully like right next to the bomb, but your shield was completely the wrong because it wasn't supposed to be there. But it was a good laugh regardless. You guys still emerged pretty darn victorious. And this, I was going to ask, is this the last time we're seeing you guys for a little while, you know, until the next season? Do you guys have anything else coming up soon before this holiday break?
So for me and Luca, we're on the same team for Flash Ops, for North American Flash Ops, and we're going to be playing, I think, I don't remember if it's tomorrow or Friday. I think it's tomorrow. So you'll see Luca and I in Flash Ops, so that's what we got planned. As for the rest of the team, they're doing their own thing. Everyone's getting ready for break here at Fisher. Our semester ends in literally tomorrow, or Friday for some people, but everyone's ready to go home and just enjoy Christmas and New Year's. So
definitely. Well, it's a good way to kick off the break. At the very least, you guys walk away with another ECAC victory under your belt. So big congrats, and thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And with that, folks, we are going to go ahead and wrap things up here at ECAC tonight. But tomorrow, there's actually two things happening a wee bit in tandem. Utica University versus Southern New Hampshire University is League of Legends on Esports U2. Esports U2, our secondary channel. Go drop a follow on that. But on the main channel at 8:30 p.m. ET, Eastern Time, Columbia College versus Weber State University. So lots of League of Legends tomorrow, which means Twin Salty and I won't be here. But plenty of talented casters definitely will be. So we'll be watching. We'll see you guys then. But for now, check your posture, drink some water. Don't forget to love each other. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.